Wow. Wow. Insane.
But we got smacked. But we got smashed, bro.
Three, two, one, go!
What's up? It's your boy Levelhead back with another Live and Level Gamer podcast. What's up, people? K-Bomb 20. Keith
Yes, sir.
Norris. Yes. We are back for the last time in 2025. This will be the 2025 wrap up. We will talk about all the things gaming in this year, our takes on it. We will be paying attention to the comment section as I will say, hey, Nia. Welcome. She says, I'm early, I'm first.
Oh, yeah, she was school out. That's why she ready.
I thought she might have jumped on tonight. I would have made room. But yeah, man, we got to talk about this year. We're going to break down the big three. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, and what we thought they did. We're going to look at the year overall. Interesting things that happened this year. It wasn't a lot, though, when I look back. It wasn't a whole lot to really go over. We're going to talk about the Video Game Awards and our takes there. I think me and Keith finished Metroid Prime 4. I don't know if he finished it, but I finished it. Keith, you still playing Metroid Prime 4?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. The disrespect. No, this one. Yeah, I finished it.
I know, man. What else, man? Gonna see where K-Bomb at with this Hades 2. And we just gonna let the year, the podcast kind of go where it goes. There's a lot to cover, but we got enough time to do it. Welcome to the show. So as you get in here, like I said, Leah said tomorrow is my last day. Yeah, you on my wife's schedule. Tomorrow is their last day as well. They get out on this Friday early. And but I'm out. I left work early today. I'm off tomorrow, and I don't go back until the 5th of the new year.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna be down here sleeping, and well, I'm being in the loo for a little bit, but then I'll be back sleeping and kicking, going fishing and all that stuff. But anyway, this will be the wrap up for 2025, man. We not gonna be here next week. That is Christmas. I like you guys. I love all you guys. I love the people that's on this cast with me. I love K-Bum. K-Bum, I love you, bro. Keith, I love you, bro. Don't let the chat room fool you, bro.
Hey, bro.
What?
I love you too, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It's love. See, we grown men. We can tell each other.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I love y'all too, man.
Thank you.
There it is.
Thank you, Keith.
There it is.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Love
There it is.
It's in the air.
That's that brotherly love, you know what I'm saying?
Man. So don't let the chat room fool you. You know what I'm saying? I let my hair down in the chat room. I'm myself. I can't be like that all the time. I get to just say what I want to say and don't feel judged. I know sometimes you on the other end like this dude lost his mind.
No, you're being judged, sir. You're being judged the entire time. Don't get that twisted.
So you judging me.
You being judged the entire time.
I thought love covers a multitude of faults. I thought
it does, but when you say what you say,
I thought love covers a multitude of faults. Man, I tell you the truth about these people in here. They judging me, y'all. Don't get mad. I be judging y'all too. But anyway, yeah, I be like, Keith know what he doing, man. I'm not even looking at that post. I don't know what he posts. I'm not looking at it. But anyway.
Man, I thought you were trying to bait me today. I was like, I'm not doing it today, man.
Bait you what?
I'm like, no. Because we got to talking about Zelda. We got to talk about Zelda or something, and there was like a slight disagreement. I was like, you got it, bro.
You win.
No,
You won.
I wasn't debating you on that.
It was something we was talking about. I was like, I'm not fighting today.
No, it was about I thought you was trying to bait me with that video from Digital Foundry. I was like, brother, tell me yes or no. I don't want nothing to do with this video if you so you would never answer my question straight. I like, that's all I need. I'm good. Thank you, Keith. Thank you for sharing the Digital Foundry video. I am not watching it. I'm trying to reserve my peace. I need my peace. So, what's up, Comic Book Crunch? So, yeah, man. So, this will be the last time you hear our voices in this year, this calendar year, fiscal year. No, not fiscal year, but this physical year and calendar year. We will be in 2026. Can y'all believe this year is already pretty much done?
Wrap it up, G. Wrap it up.
No, man, this feels weird. It feels like this year hasn't really – it feels like we've been in this year for about 7-8 months. It don't feel like it's supposed to be wrapping up in literally 2 weeks. It just feel like this year just shot by. We got a new president, new regime. I think that's why. This year went by so fast. You never got a chance to relax and rest. So
K-Bum did.
Yeah, K-Bum was everywhere this year. K-Bum, how many places did you go this year?
I mean, I really haven't been that many, but
Keith Liz-Ty said, I really haven't. It's all that in the voice. Go ahead, man.
I haven't. I've only been went to like
look at him.
Jamaica and
it's a little slur.
Malaysia and Singapore and Bangkok and Chicago.
Look how he tell you too. Like he got caviar on his cracker and everything. Hand me the Grey Poupon. You remember them old commercials where they'd drive up? Do you have any Grey Poupon? No, that's how you sounding right now, bro.
Not too many places. Not too many places.
Went too many places, just everywhere, but it's not a lot. Yeah. While me and Keith stuck in Arkansas and Missouri, you all over the place. Anyway.
I mean, I went to Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
there you go.
Did we
go?
Well, I went to Branson this year.
You went to Texas? You went to Texas this year?
No, that was last year. We went to Florida last year and Texas.
Him.
Yeah, that was last year.
I was in Texas last year.
See, you so lost. How many times you been gone? You forgot that. Nah, brother, that was last.
This dude.
You be gone so much, K-Ball, you forgot what year it was. K-Ball, like, what year is it? We've been in Singapore for 2 years now. What year is it? Got to get back with my fellas. But anyway, so yeah,
the hated grill.
We will be back in the new year. So we got to talk about this year. We're gonna try to kind of do a recap on this year and give our thoughts on it. But have y'all seen all these leaks of these Marvel trailers?
No,
I haven't watched any of them. But
I am staying away.
Why are you staying away?
I don't want the leaks. I don't need the information. I want to have some sense of surprise.
Tell me about it.
Okay, all right. For a trailer,
I watched the trailer when it's in 4K.
Oh, okay. So
I'm not watching no
I haven't
blurry image of no trailer. Ain't doing it.
Keith, shut up.
That sound familiar.
So you was running away from trailers, Keith? Trailers?
I was running away from rumors.
Oh yeah, I got off the rumor leak mill early in 2025, and I was done about March of 2025. I was done with the rumors. Anything else, man? Before we get into what you've been gaming on, anything else? I don't have.
I'm ready to relax.
I'm ready to jump into it.
Let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. All right. Who wants to take the floor? Sand the floor. Wax on. Who wants to take the floor?
I mean,
You know what? I haven't heard from K-Bum in a long time, man.
yeah, I can take it. I know you guys might want to talk about that game one more time. So let me go ahead and just get mines out the way. What I've been gaming on this past couple of weeks, or this past week, I've really got back into, and I guess not back into, been playing a lot of 2K lately. So I got a new character I created, a 6'11" power forward that can shoot the lights out. So I've been out there in the wreck, putting hands to feet to people, dropping 20, 40, 30 points on everybody.
The Laker game is on. Hold up. Thank you, K-Bum. Shouts out to K-Bum for the Lakers playing tonight. Go ahead.
I don't interrupt me, but I'm speaking. But yeah, man, I've been my new place. I've been playing a lot of that. It's a game to me and my brother plays, so it was a good time to catch up with my brother. I've also been putting the work in Marvel Rivals. I'm one level away from hitting Grandmaster, so I'm excited about that. I've really been enjoying playing with the new Gambit character. I think he's very, very well made, so that's pretty dope. I'm excited about that because Gambit is my favorite X-Men. For those who do not know, Gambit is my favorite X-Men, so it's been fun actually having him in Marvel Rivals and being able to play with him. So that's been mad dope. I've actually been playing a little bit more Madden. I've gotten the football itch since the season is gearing up for playoff season. So I've got the itch to actually play Madden. I just started me a franchise in Madden, playing with the New York Jets. I want to have a challenge of taking Justin Fields and turn him into a franchise quarterback. But the first game of the season, he threw for 74 yards. So we gonna see about that. But no, I've been playing a little bit more Madden. The game I'm probably playing the least, unfortunately, is Hades. I'm probably 3/4 of the way done with the game. I don't play it on my TV. I play it handheld. And so it's in those sessions and times when I'm not in front of my PlayStation, and it really hasn't been too much of that time. I've been substituting that time with playing Magic the Gathering on my phone, so I really haven't had too much time to get caught up with Hades. But I do intend on finishing that game. It's still dope, still enjoying. It didn't win many awards. It's still my favorite Switch game as of right now. So that's pretty much wraps up what I've been gaming on, and hopefully I can get finished Hades by the end of the year. We can talk about it at the beginning of next year.
Okay. All right. Mr. Norris, brother, what have you been gaming on?
Man, what have I not been gaming on? Josie, okay. Man, I've kind of gained a little bit of everything, but what's important? I just finished playing Xenoblade Chronicles X. Finally beat a mission that I've been waiting to play since before the Switch 2 came out. I was struggling, and I finally got through that part, so now I can pick that game back up. Now that I've completed Metroid Prime 4, I don't have to worry about that pressure of playing that, and I just have the freedom to play what I want to play. So Xenoblade Chronicles X, let's see, Metroid Prime 4, of course. I know if you want to talk more about that, maybe we can get into some more about that later. I did get a chance to play a demo of a game that was announced earlier this year in April. And that demo is Drag X Drive X Drag or Drag X Drive. You thought I was gonna say that other game. Hold on. Played a little bit of that demo last night.
What game is this?
Drag
Dragon,
X Drive. There it is.
Yeah.
Drag X Drive.
the
Dragon.
wheelchair,
Wow.
the wheelchair
Whoa,
game.
whoa,
wheelchair game that didn't look finished.
vehicle game. It's a vehicle game, not
What you
wheelchair.
mean? It's wheelchair.
Want to be disrespectful to that community. You
That's-
know what I'm saying?
Okay, wait a minute. How
Nintendo
is that
doesn't call it.
disrespectful?
Nintendo doesn't call it wheelchairs. They say vehicles.
Man, wheelchair game with the wheelchair basketball players. Hey, bro. Nobody trying to hear no Nintendo on that.
But yeah, I played that last night.
It got a motor in it. It got a motor in these vehicles.
I mean, you got a motor in your arms when you.
Okay, wheelchair. Go ahead.
Jeez.
I was
You're not helping yourself, buddy.
I was I was in my lap doing shh. Okay, pause. Cool game. I didn't even play it on the TV. I just, like I said, I played it with the tabletop mode, and it actually worked. Couldn't see myself playing it for real, man. My arms were getting tired, both of them. I was like, no, I can't do this.
Wait, you got to move for real?
Yeah, you got to actually move your arms, and then if you want to move faster, you got to move the things. Like you got to do like a longer glide or stride or whatever you want to call it. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna let my son play. I forgot to tell him about it. Let him play it because he wanted to try it out. Okay. There's another little demo that I played, but before that, I played Hogwarts Legacy. I got my TV, K-Bum. I got my Samsung S90F.
Rub it
and
in. Rub it in. Why don't
no,
you?
ain't nothing to rub in, man. It ain't that big of a deal. I just wanted to play. I just wanted to play the HDR. You know what I'm saying? The HDR was pop locking. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to play that, and it looks good. But I'm probably gonna at some point move my PC in there, just probably for the weekend, and just test out some games. And I played Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate demo. Now, beautiful port of a game. The frames were perfect. Like even though it was just a demo in this early opening, I didn't experience a single drop. Everything was responsive. The gameplay seems very, very fun. I'm probably going to play it on classic because I don't want it to feel like a hack and slash game. But I know this is the talk of the town. But just to give it a little knock, the hair does look a little wonky, but that's just par for the course. Especially if you zoom in, like a lot of these dudes were zooming in. I'm like, dude, but you'll never play the game like that. And in the cutscenes, it doesn't look that bad. It really looks good. But Final Fantasy VII looks very good, plays very well on the Switch 2. And I will be picking it up, and it is only going to be $40 upon release. All right, I'm going to switch over to my PC, and I'll be done real quick. The next game I played was Hogwarts Legacy.
Again, double, triple dipple.
I didn't dip. At the Game Awards, they announced that it was going to be free on Epic, so I was like, let me go over there and get it. And actually, that night, you couldn't even get on the Epic Store. Everybody was trying to get it. But I finally got my copy of Hogwarts Legacy, and man, I ain't going to hold you. Whew. And it maxed out PC 4K. It's not even close. It's just a whole different experience. But it still looks good on Switch 2. That's not to knock that, but man, it's just a different beast on PC. Let me speed up. Last night, Nia's probably gonna post stuff, and me and her got a chance to play Titanfall 2 on the EA app. And
Titanfall 2, let it go, Nia. Let it go. You're not getting Titanfall 3.
Brother, the servers are still up. We played online. I don't know.
Let it go.
What it was called, but it was a horde mode. And I captured some footage. She probably gonna post some of that footage. But yeah, it was, man, it was so fun. It was so beautiful. It felt so much better than playing Apex. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The weight, the shooting, everything about it just felt like y'all made a mistake going to Apex. Titanfall 2 is still that game. No, I'm
I mean,
so
No,
serious.
no.
they-
I'm laughing at comic book. First of all, welcome to the show, Comic Book Punch. He said a sight that's so wrong. You wrong for that comic book, but that is funny. A sight cheers. Okay.
Well, I don't know, Keita. I mean, it shook up the battle royale. The battle it definitely gave Fortnite a run for his money in battle royales. That and Call of Duty. So I don't know about it making a mistake. It's just it ain't Titanfall.
Fair enough. I take back my word, mistake, but they definitely should have continued to Titanfall.
Okay, we can roll with that.
Games. 2 more games and then I'll be done and the level can jump in here. Speaking of jump, I played Jump Space again with Miss the video game Her. We played a little bit of that.
Who was that?
We Jump
Who's the
Space.
video game Her?
Nia, the video game Her. The
Nia.
one and
Gotcha.
only
That boy had a slow moment.
Got you.
uh
Man, you knew I knew who that was, man.
that was pretty fun. We played a few missions, and I'm getting better at flying, man. I'm getting better at space combat. And the last game
Sure.
I'm going to talk about is the Pragmata demo. Another demo.
Pragmata.
Capcom.
Yeah.
Capcom coming through. This game was different. It really put me in the vein of Astral Chain, where you're
Really?
fighting with your character doing one thing, but then you also have to worry about doing something with another character. So what it is, the little girl on your back is, I think she's like a cyborg or something like that, or android, and she has the ability to lower the defenses of the enemies that you're fighting, and you have to input a code, and the code isn't difficult. You just gotta know where to navigate, right? So let's say you pick up a shield and you can navigate. You got to make sure you hit the shield, and then you go to the last thing to open up their defenses. And using the shield will actually lower their defenses even more. Or if you have another thing, and I can't remember what the commands were. I only played the demo like once. So imagine like, oh, you can shoot heavier fire or whatever. You got to go navigate the system and do that real quick while also maintaining the main character. You're dodging while all of this is going on. That was pretty fun. Yeah, you pick up guns, but you drop the guns. And like once you run out of ammo, you just don't hold on to the guns to pick up more ammo. You got to get a whole new gun, which I thought that was kind of interesting. Kind of reminded me of like a Tears of the Kingdom type of situation. Like you're not just holding on to guns. Visually, beautiful game. I was playing the game in 4K with ray tracing. Now, I don't know if it was Digital Foundry. I heard somebody say that the ray tracing isn't as aggressive in this game. But very, very easy to run. I think I was still getting like 120 frames per second with ray tracing on with this game. So whatever
That's dope.
they're over there, whatever Capcom is over there doing with the RE engine, keep doing that. I know this game was announced for the Switch 2, and seeing my system run it like that lets me know that the Switch 2 is going to have no problem running this game. Hopefully at 60 frames a second, I lock 60 frames a second, because I do plan on getting it on the Switch because I want to be in the living room. But very, very interesting game. If you don't have a PC and you haven't played this demo, play it. But as soon as it's on consoles and available, because I know that they announced that it's going to be on consoles, definitely try this demo out, because I think this is going to be one of those games that everybody's going to really enjoy. So I think that's everything I've played. And Level, I'll pass it off to you.
Okay, I got a question though. Is
Yeah.
ray tracing
gosh.
overrated? I'm just asking. Is it overrated? Not that it's not good. I know it's good. Is it overrated?
No,
Okay.
it's expensive.
No, I'm
Meaning
saying
that it's expensive. It costs your PC a lot to run it, but it's not overrated.
okay. I'm saying like what you're getting with ray tracing, as far as from previous generations. Has it been oversold?
No,
Okay.
it actually does. It actually visually it adds immersion, and it does look good, in my opinion.
I didn't deny that. It does look good. I'm saying,
It,
it's better.
it makes art direction easier when with ray tracing because you don't have to create with all the light probes
Uh-huh.
that they would have to do it the old fashioned way.
Right. So
So
it saves in development time. That's what you basically say.
it's saved development time, and
Definitely.
you can once you set the global illumination, like your world just glows, right?
Right.
And so it's just and it looks better. I don't know. I do think is oversold because not every game needs ray tracing. So I think maybe there's some games that's forcing it that doesn't need to. But ray tracing is absolutely the next generational jump for visuals when it comes to lighting. That's kind of the
Okay.
next place we can go. We can't really do too much with graphics, but we can definitely improve lighting.
Okay.
For
I'm
sure.
just yeah. That was kind of what I'm looking for. But anyway, what
Nia,
did I?
Nia wanted me to say this, and I forgot. We did play Xenoblade Chronicles X online together as well, and we probably gonna play some more of that this weekend. All right, I'm back. I'm out. I'm out.
Okay. All right. Um, as for me, what did I play? I played Tekken 8
For
on my
sure.
PlayStation 5. I had to update it, and then I had to delete my file. Remember, I told you guys a week ago that it was corrupt.
It got corrupted. Yeah,
So
you did say that.
I'm gonna say this though. I was highly impressed with how fast it downloaded back on the system. It didn't take long. I thought it was gonna take a while. It actually only took about 20 minutes. That was pretty shocking because I've seen games literally take an hour to download. But so I played that. Man, I'm gonna say this, bro. It's jumping back on the PlayStation 5, man. Tekken 8 is a beautiful game. I'm just gonna it just pops. LeBron, get up. You know you're not hurt. Get up. But it pops, man.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Yeah, he putting on. I'm looking dead at him. He putting on, just putting on. He ain't bit more showing no real pain. But it was really visually impressive. I guess I hadn't seen it in a while, and it was so crisp, so clean, so sharp. It popped in colors, the shadows. I don't know if does it have ray tracing? I'm pretty sure it does. Does it have ray tracing in Tekken 8?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell. I couldn't give you an answer on that one.
Okay. Yeah, he was he was dodging. We remember. Who's he talking? Who you talking about? Comic book crunch. Anyway,
It may not use ray tracing because it's an online fighting game and it needs to run at 60. So
okay,
it may not use it.
okay, but it looks, man, it is visually, it's a stunning game, and I forgot how beautiful that game was. I think that game is heavy CPU intense, ain't it?
I believe so.
Okay. So anyway, I played that. I didn't play as much as Keith, so I'm not gonna even hold y'all here long. I also got a chance to try out the demo of Final Fantasy VII Intergrade on the Switch 2. And I'm gonna have to say as well, I was pleasantly shocked at how nice looking that game is. We know it's a PlayStation 4 game. It's a PlayStation 4 game, so it does not really speak anything about the Switch 2. So, but when looking at where the game is and where it's available, and then seeing it in comparison to those other versions, this is well done on the Switch 2. First of all, the frame rate just is like Keith said, it's butter. For a 30 frames per second game, I don't feel, some games at 30 frames per second, you feel it. It's not that it's broken or anything like that. It's just you just feel it's not 60 and it just don't feel good. That's not the case for me with Final Fantasy VII on the Switch 2. And I typically feel the 60 difference, and I would rather play in 60 frames. If I could, I'm going for 60. And I didn't feel any drag. I didn't feel any. It just felt. I don't know if the pacing is. They doing a good job with the pacing on the Switch too. Frame pacing, I guess, because you got frame rate, then you got frame pacing. Now, what's the difference between frame rate and frame pacing?
They work together. So as soon it's the smoothness of so you can get like a 30 or a 60, but it could be like a rough 30 or 60.
Right.
Like you said, the frame pacing of it is very smooth. It's consistent, I guess.
Okay.
It's very consistent. Yeah.
So you get is more in line with the frame rate. The frame pacing keeps up with the image, making it smoother. So because it feels smooth. If I didn't know it was 30, I would say it was probably 40 because it feels smooth. I don't know if Keith would say that, but it really, like, I played Outlaws. Outlaws are smooth too. Outlaws don't feel that smooth. It feels smooth, but you know you playing in 30. What is another one? Cyberpunk 2077. You know you playing in 30. It's not bad. It's really paced well. I'm trying to told you, man. Final Fantasy VII feel like it's higher than 30, but I know it isn't. But it feels like it is. Visually, but from gameplay wise, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'm going to get the game because I want to try some different stuff, but I don't understand the menu part of it. Like trying to do the spells, the attack, and the items, and I don't. I was like, brother. Then switching to the other person, I didn't even know I switched. I don't know how I switched. I'm like, what? Why am I on him? And how do you shoot this? So I really got to learn the controls. I don't play. I don't think this is a traditional JRPG. I kind of, it's like it's a hybrid, ain't it? They kind of made it a hybrid.
I mean, yes, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because you can freely swing like you're in Devil's May Cry or something. You can do that, but then it retains the RPG aspects of it. And it was kind of my brain wasn't not coordinating that well. So but I do like what I was experiencing. I know people talking about the hair. I guess I didn't notice it. I don't know. Maybe I need one of these OLED TVs to see what they talking about.
It's honestly not that big of a deal. It's noticeable. You can see it, but it's not like it's going to change the game for you.
Okay, because
you definitely see it.
In Outlaws, you can see it. Like, her hair is noticeable. In this, I didn't notice it. And I was like, I don't see what they talking about. But
to be fair, I'm running FSR3 on my PC when I play Hogwarts. And like you mentioned the yesterday, DLSS, FSR3, all of this is AI stuff trying to compensate, and it happens on PC too. So it ain't just a Switch thing. It's it's the AI that's trying to compensate. So
okay,
it happened on my PC too.
Okay. Well, anyway, but yeah, Final Fantasy VII Intergrade Switch 2. If you have a Switch, hey man, go over there and check it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by the quality there. It's really there. Of course, as you know, come on, guys, we've been on that Metroid Prime Beyond, and I did conclude it on, what was it? Was it Sunday? It was sometime this week I concluded it. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. I finished the game. Tuesday. I finished it on Tuesday. And don't clap. We got a little bit to talk about. So don't clap too early. So
My bad.
Wait a minute. You clap because I finished it. Oh, man. Where am I slapping?
I'm glad you finished the game.
Look, this is the thing. I told you guys. If the game keeps my attention, I will finish it. But a lot of times, these are just, I'm bored experiences, and I want to play something different, and I'm trying to find something that will keep my attention. Metro Prime kept my attention. Like, I looked forward to coming home and jumping on that game. Ghost of Yote probably finna be the next one where I'm locked in. But if you don't lock me in, you might not get finished. With my schedule, you might not get finished. You just might get, I played it, I throw it in every now and again, and it is what it is. My schedule just don't permit me just to sit and stick with it, especially when I'm not really being captivated like that. So, anyway, I did play another game, but that don't matter. That boxing game, and I can't remember the name of it on the PlayStation 5 that I downloaded with the black dude that's based off of Punch-Out, but I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I beat it. I 81%ed both items and scanning. I thought I scanned more than that. I'm going to say this. I love the game. I love Metro Prime 4 Beyond. The best in the series, in my opinion. I can't speak for 2 because I never played it, but for the first one and Corruption, Beyond is the best between those two in my book. But I hated the conclusion. I hated the conclusion. And I've watched Audrey Restarts. Keith, I went on to watch the video, and he helped me a little bit. I still hate this conclusion. And
That's fair.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with everybody here. It made me feel some type of way about the game all the way around. But I know I'm not going to let that change the quality of this game. Let me say this. Before we get into this year, we got time. All those people who was talking about this game, those previewers and all that, after playing this game, I can say without any question that a lot of those 60s and 70s were absolute not true. Those 60s and 70s and the stuff that they were saying is just not true of the game. Soul Valley can be a lot of back and forth, and it can be empty. It can wear on you, but it did not wear. It does not wear, and I know it's everybody's own perception and feel of the game. I give room for that, but I'm just going for the extreme people who was acting like it was just game breaking. Soul Valley is not game breaking. If that's the case, then we got to go and relook at a whole bunch of other games that do the exact same thing. This is Nintendo's formula. Metroid Prime 4 is just following the Zelda and all the other formulas that we have always followed in Nintendo games. You get to a certain place, now you got to go find a whole bunch of stuff to get to the end. And they do it in so many games. Oh, you thought you was finished. Go find 5 more crystals and 5 more rubies and then come back and wait a minute, man. I just killed 8 bosses trying to get to you. What you mean go find some more rubies? It does that. So you got to go find all these crystals. You got to do all this to get back into this particular place and to trigger these events. This is the tried and true formula of Nintendo for so many other games that we have never knocked for that. And thinking back to Metroid Prime, the original, that's what you did there. You just didn't have Soul Valley. You just running through the same corridors and spots over and over again, trying to find these artifacts to put into these statues so that you can open up this door to go fight the Omega, whatever. What was it, Keith? The Prime, whatever that the boss there was called, the Metroid Prime.
The Metroid Prime.
Right. So no one had a problem. They say they love that one. Yet you hate Soul Valley. I don't see why you doing the exact same thing. It has a lot of Breath of the Wild influences. It has a lot of Wind Waker. Remember, you had to go find all the pieces of the Triforce. No, I don't remember nobody overly knocking Wind Waker for that. Now, they did create some quality improvements when they redone it with the HD for the Wii U, but nobody knocked Wind Waker for having to go find all of them pieces and using a map and got to go to the water and dig up these crates and treasure chests and all. And nobody said that game deserved to be knocked almost 10 points down from a 90 to a 70. Come on now.
To be fair, it was knocked, but it, like you said, it didn't change the score for it.
That's what I'm saying.
So
a point or two, I'm in agreement with a point or two. I'm talking about literally 10. Like, okay, if you was thinking it was a 95 to that point, now all of a sudden you drop it down to a 70. That is a load of hogwash. What's up, Angry Vigilante? But in my conclusion, I don't know if Keith want to talk about it anymore. I loved the game, hated the conclusion. I felt like the conclusion made my experience feel kind of almost pointless. And I'm trying to come around. Let me put it like this. It makes me understand how my wife felt when she didn't know what was going to happen at the Thanos snap. And she refuses to watch that movie. I don't know if she relives the trauma or not, but I knew what was up, and I knew that they was gonna lose. I already knew that. I just didn't know how. But when you don't know, the ending left me like that. Like, no, we need so I need another. Or I'm gonna be hot. But I'm gonna say for me, I think an 8.5 is absolutely fair. I think 8s and 8.5s is fair. I don't think it's a 9, but I didn't think Metroid Prime, the original, was a 9 or 9.7 or none of that. So for me, it's about an 8.5, and I think that's right about where it is. It's a great game. It has its flaws, but I like the direction. It needs some improvements, some nuances. But this is the best in the series for me. Keith, since you didn't really go into it like you want to, real quick, go into it, then we'll get into this year.
Joe, I thought the game was fantastic from the visuals to the controls. It was definitely missed. You know, you miss being in that Metroid Prime world, and I believe this game definitely lived up to the Prime name. Yes, like Level just mentioned, it wasn't perfect. It had its issues, and I'll just go ahead and say I agree with this 8.5. I would not give this game a 90. I think that there are definitely things that they could have did or added or made the game a little longer. They probably would have made it a 9, but I think 8.5 is fair. The whole Soul Valley thing, I know a lot of people, knocked it for that. I didn't have a problem with Soul Valley. I actually looked at Soul Valley as a palate cleanser. That was something I originally said, and I don't know if it was dark or I heard rules to review, because I had said it on his thing, and then I think he cleaned it up and said palate cleanser, and I was like, I think that may have been dark though, and it was like palate cleanser. I was like, yeah, that's a better way to say that. It's a palate cleanser. Think about fighting a heavy boss or whatever, and then you finally, you beat the game. So you went into the mines and you fought one of the Omega Grievers. Oops. Spoiler. I'm sorry.
See,
I'm just talking.
Y'all, I didn't spoil nothing. See, Keith did.
I
didn't spoil anything.
I'm over here flowing. But anyways, you beat one of them, and then after that, I'm not trying to get lost in the game. I want a breather. Even coming from a Metroid fan, I need a little breather. And being able to go out in Soul Valley, get those crystal shards, which I get it on the surface. It seems dumb, but for the conclusion of the story, I appreciate it. Finding all the statues in Soul Valley and getting a little bit more information, understanding what was going on with the Lemorne and what they were attempting to do, and it gave it more weight. And I know in the conclusion that Samus did her thing or whatnot, and I know you wanted a conclusion, but I agreed to your analogy to with Thanos snap. I do think that they should not cover up, but they should continue the story to let us know what happens, because there's a lot of things that you just want to know. You've been with these people from the beginning, especially Miles. You've been with Miles from the beginning, and you kind of want to know what happens to them. Uh, each time they went on this mission and they disappear and say, Samus, it was good working with you, because you was like, this is the moment, this is it, and they come back and you're like, so it's,
Absolutely.
you kind of want to know, did this happen, but at the same time, they messing with that boy, he ain't no joke. So he ain't no joke. Did he, but I thought the game was good. Definitely room for improvement. Definitely some can we get some in game type of situation going on? Because I would love that. They can literally call it Metroid Prime 4 Part 2 if they wanted to. Like, they don't even have to go to Metroid 5. Like, or give us a Federation game with them trying to get off the planet. Another spoiler, sorry. With them trying to get off the planet or whatever. But yeah, fantastic game. I think like shout out to Angry Vigilante. He said that was his first Metroid Prime game, and he thought it was he really enjoyed it. He really enjoyed it.
Let me read it. It said, I finished Metroid Prime 4, and as a first timer coming into the game, I did not know I would enjoy it so much. Is that how you said, Angry Vigilante? I give it an 8 out of 10, but it is not. Look, why you just didn't let it stay there, bro? It's not a $70 game. It's only $60. Okay, but you said it's an 8.10. Yeah, that's cool, bro. Let me see. I want to see. It was somebody else that said the game is clearly the start of a new trilogy. Darkwing, welcome to the show. The game is clearly the start of a new trilogy. Salix was dope. Hold that thought. Let me keep reading. Yeah. Y'all see why I said, and I agree wholeheartedly with this take, Darkwing. Y'all see why I said Nintendo should have looked at Doom Eternals for combat inspo, or inspiration. Silex and all the enemies are so aggressive that I feel this game needed melee options like Dread has. And running. Samus needs to be able to move. I'm sorry. She feel like she's stuck in the mud sometime against the particular boss that Keith kind of spoiled. That boss is moving so fast around in circles. I couldn't even lock on them. I was like, you know what, man, this is crazy. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, Nia, I didn't spoil nothing. That was Keith. I didn't spoil anything.
That's my fault. I did it.
I made sure I didn't say anything in particular. But I agree with you, Darkwing. That's what I mean.
I have no idea what y'all talking about. So
this game needs some nuance in control. Samus needs to be freed up to be Samus. And you felt that even though the game is great, they are limiting what the combat could be because of the tried and true method and style of the Metroid Prime games. And I think she need to be able to run. I was like, I wanted to run sometimes. I wanted to. There's a lot of things I would love to be able to do. But overall, and Silex, that's what I was going to say. Silex. Darkwing, I'm going to be honest with you. I have a creative thought that I wish they would have went with, but that requires me to spoil like Keith and bring in.
Hey, man, it's like, already
Wait a minute. The character that you was talking about, I felt like should have been the final boss. And Silex should have been a mid-tier boss. And I think the story would have made more sense for the boss that you were talking about, which they don't know. If you ain't played, you don't know what it is or who it is. You just know the name. That boss makes more sense to be the final boss.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Did you struggle with that boss?
Yes, I did.
Did you die on that boss?
I died once or twice on it. It wasn't a hard boss. It was just
It wasn't a hard boss. Exactly. It wasn't a hard boss.
It wasn't a hard
Not to toot my
boss.
own horn. I didn't die. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, I ain't you. I died. I died a whole lot.
After I figured out what was going on, I was like, oh, I get it.
So what you had to do, you had to shoot in front of it rather than shooting behind it. So I don't know what you figured out.
That part, but I was saying the arms. You gotta attack
Shoot
the arms.
Yeah, I figured that out too. But that going around in circles, man, my hand was like, bruh, just stop, man. I can't do it. I was getting mad. I died twice on him. But I feel like that particular boss should have been the final boss, and they should have gave that boss more difficultness and different changes and morphing. I feel like Silex kind of was goofy to me. I like the second aspect. I like the second aspects of Silex. I didn't like the first. It didn't make sense to me. And all the other encounters were better to me than the final. And so for me, Silex kind of was thrown in there. He wasn't even there. He was there, but he wasn't. And then he just shows up out of the blue for no reason, no real rhyme or reason. Then it's like it didn't mesh. That's another reason why I'm not gonna say it's 9. It didn't mesh to me. It felt like it was tacked on a little bit for me. For me, this is me. This is level. It felt like Silex was kind of. It started off like it's going to be this epic thing about Silex, and it ends up not really being about Silex. He just was there. But if you go off the theory, then that's interesting. But you don't get none of that actually from the game. So I can't give it that because the game don't really tell you that. That's a theory. It's a dope theory, but it's still a theory. So based on what the game gave me and told me about Silex, it didn't tell me nothing. He just shows up. I was waiting for this moment. Like, brother, you've been this whole game, man.
He been there the whole time. I don't want to spoil it, but he was there the whole time. Every moment, aspect, the connection with the psychic moment. I've already spoiled it, but I'm trying to walk it back.
Right, but wait a minute. We got to move on, but Keith, you overplaying them psychic moments, man. You overblowing them.
But where did they come from?
I got it, but you going off the theory. But in the game,
what theory?
Audrey restart.
No. I knew that before I watched that video.
Well, I knew it was connection. We all knew it was some level of connection. But
okay,
don't you do that, Darkwing? He gonna say exactly, Keith. Hush up, Darkwing. You was on my side.
The first time you encountered an android that looked like him, where do you think that came from?
Say it again.
The first time you encountered an android, where do you think that came from? It came from. Yeah,
I figured
he's there the whole time.
I know. He was the one who closed something when you was trying to do something. I saw. Yeah, he was there. I'm not denying that, but
no, he wasn't physically. Shut up, Keith. I'm acting like we talking behind the scenes.
Anyway. It's not a theory, Mia. Okay. All right. When I'm talking about Audrey's restarts, there is a lot of theory in his take. It's a good take.
Andre
3 starts has a lot of theory. I thought it was Audrey, but Andre 3 start it has a lot of theory. But I think it has merit. But what Keith is saying and what Dark is saying, okay, yes, he is there. Okay, he's there. He doesn't show up out the.
He's not there the way you were, or
there you go.
A person would typically want. I get
That's
it.
That's what I want. I want you there.
Yeah.
I want to be you up there ambushing and messing up my stuff. He was there, but Yeah, and not the capacity that I was thinking, and it kind of was, I love that. But we'll talk about it next year when more people finish it, then we can really get into it. But it's still an 8.5 in my book, still a great game. I didn't like every aspect of it, but I liked it. I didn't like every aspect of it, Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom or Odyssey, but they still awesome games. Ghost of Tsushima was probably one of the best games ever made to me. Jesus, Lord. I don't think there was nothing wrong with that. K-Bun, was there anything wrong with Ghost of Tsushima? I don't think so. I think that's almost a perfect game, almost. Story, action, visuals,
I can agree to
emotion.
that. Yeah.
It's not too much wrong with Ghost of Tsushima. Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild was great until the final boss. I was like, y'all better not end it like this. This is not what I spent 110 hours getting to. You better not let this be what Calamity Ganon is. I was hot at the end of that game. I was so mad. Like, you telling me this is all it was? Man, what's them half-horse things? They harder than the final boss. But anyway, are y'all ready to get it in? The Lynels. Yeah, the Lynels was harder than Ganon was. That was whack. Odyssey was great. Odyssey didn't have too many flaws. Tears of the Kingdom ending was amazing. Ganon was, yes, Lord. That's what I'm here for. If they put Ganon, I know we're not supposed to be, getting into this year. If they put Ganon from Tears of the Kingdom and made that the end fight of Breath of the Wild would have been perfect. That would have been a perfect game. If that was the conclusion of Breath of the Wild, that would have been the best Zelda ever, which it is to me. But still, it would have been clearly over Ocarina of Time for me. But anyway, y'all ready to get it in? K-Bum, wake me up when y'all done.
I was just letting y'all have y'all moment.
All right. So,
thing.
Is there anything Nia said is not a theory? Sonic was basically Sephiroth in this game. He was always there from the very beginning, the moment the barrier covers the tower. Who is Sephiroth? I know that name. What is that from?
That's Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII.
No, I'm not familiar. Okay, I never really played Final Fantasy.
You should. The Smash Brothers. I think he's in Smash Brothers.
I know the name. So I was like, I know this character, but where is he from? I know that name. But anyway, let's get it in, man. So
Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, okay. So, as y'all know, we are pretty much at the conclusion of 2025. This year started off very interesting. It started off with Nintendo kind of being forced to show the Switch 2 before they was ready. Y'all remember that? That's kind of ventured back. Remember, y'all, who was it? Well, who was the group that leaked all of it?
Genshin?
Yeah.
That's right. I couldn't remember the name to save my life.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's kind of how the year started, with basically the Switch 2 being forced out of its out of hiding. And we got this trailer right here. I'm finna pull it up. I should have pulled this all up already. Yeah, there it is. First look. Y'all all remember this right here. And this kind of started the year off. And so let's talk about it. How did y'all feel in January of 2025? I think it was January the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. Or the 11th. It was one of the two. I can't remember. But January. How did y'all feel about this trailer? Now that we at the conclusion of the year, we have the Switch 2 in our hands. How do you remember this trailer? This first reveal?
Man, I hadn't seen this in so long. Oh, man.
And fair use, Nintendo. Fair use.
You playing it from Nintendo? Oh,
yeah, man. Let me.
This is the volume down?
Yeah, I'm going to turn it off now. The volume is off. Let me speed it up.
We'll need
Let me speak. The Nintendo are some janky jokers, boy. Nintendo, get over yourself.
Well, I was excited for this video. I was, it just made me want more information, which kind of peed me off a little bit because I'm like, dang, I need a little bit more information. But this is cool. But I was a little upset that the other, who you say, K-Punk, Genshin, something
Yeah,
like that.
Lever Genshin.
Yeah, I was a little upset with them because it's like, dang, this probably would have had more impact had I not seen that, or it was pushed or forced upon me.
Mm-hmm.
It was forced upon me. I wasn't trying to watch it, but it was all over everything because everybody was excited to see what the Switch 2 was going to be about. But
Genki, not Genshin. Genki. That's what it is.
Genki. Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Nia. Nia, you supposed to be on here. Genki. So, was you finished, Keith?
Yeah, we're good.
I have to agree. I was excited. It didn't dull it for me, but after the fact, I would have much have rather just seen it from Nintendo first without Genki and all the other. It did what you had preached all 2024 coming into 2025. I concede that you was telling the truth, that this kind of killed some of the excitement. I will admit that. But this started off the year. This literally kicked off 2025 was this trailer. K-Bum, what's your thoughts? How did you feel about this trailer? Or this reveal, I guess.
I didn't really pay attention to the rumors. I wasn't really into them because I really wanted to see it from Nintendo themselves. And so a lot of that stuff that came out, I didn't pay much attention, or I didn't even trust or care about until Nintendo showed themselves. And so that was the first look, and I thought it looked like a good system. I thought it continued on what we thought it was going to be. I was surprised at the outcry that people had about this system because it was what you said you wanted, which was a better Switch. And so it left me confused. This was kind of where I sided with Nintendo more than Nintendo fans. It felt like a really weird time in my social podcast career to be more Nintendo than Nintendo fans. But no, it was definitely anytime a new console was coming out, it's always an exciting period. So it was good to actually see Nintendo reveal this and showcase what the system's going to be, so we can get excited. Get excited for real.
Right. Do you feel the underdog kind of nature and the kind of unwarranted, like you were saying, kind of critique may have also sparked some of your interest, or you literally kind of said that was kind of, or was you just intrigued by it? Because I remember
it wasn't. No, go ahead. Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Because I remember coming out of 2024, you said you were seriously contemplating either this or a Steam Deck. I remember us getting into a debate on it, and I thought
absolutely.
I thought you was joking. I thought you was just being facetious. And but you said I really am interested in seeing the Switch 2, and to make my decision, I need to see it. And so at this point, you still wasn't convinced, though.
Absolutely not. It's based on what the games look like. You can show me the console all day, all night. Right. It is based on what the system looks like. But my thing was, we had talked about the Switch, and a lot of people, what I saw, the census was. And we talked about it in the last year when you were just ready for them to show it, just come out and show it, was that people wanted a better Switch. Right? Don't go and do something crazy and do something off the wall and just do some niche or just do something just for something's sake. Just go put something in to make it a totally different frame or design choice, and you just make it different for different just to be different. Many people said they liked the form factor, they like how it worked, they liked the portability, and they just wanted to fix some of the shortcomings that the Switch had. And when this was revealed, and then people were outraged, I was confused. So it had nothing to do with the underdogness of it, nothing to do with anything. It's kind of hard to call an underdog when you sell, when you're the second most selling console of all time, probably going to be the first soon. So it's kind of hard to give it an underdog title. But no, it wasn't any of that. It was that, this is what you wanted and now you're mad. I don't get it.
Right. So go ahead, Key, if you got more to add.
No, I was just laughing because he right.
Okay. So that kind of kicked off the year. That was the kicker. And we can kind of say the whole year has been kind of a Switch 2 year, to be honest with you. But it wasn't just a Switch 2, and we're going to give our grade on each company and what they did in the year. So we'll get to that. But the next thing I remember taking place, and I'm just going through our podcast timeline and just looking at stuff we talked about, you had Sony with a whole bunch of cancellations. Do y'all remember what those cancellations were?
Yep.
Go ahead.
It was a lot of that was due to them trying to dive into the persistent worlds thing, where the same thing similar to the game that came out the year before, which was canceled within about 2 weeks. I can't think of the name of that.
Concord.
Yeah, Concord, right? They were all going to this persistent world type of open world. It's not open world, but it's kind of like that Fortnite type of games, whereas multiplayer collaboration, type of games where everyone can come in and play, but I think they moved production of certain games and made games that should have been single player or should have been focused on just making a great game into trying to make it all into a very similar style of game. And Concord was the first domino to fall. And then all these other cancellations came because it's not you can only have so many of those games in the market, right? Because you have to keep people coming back to the game. That's one of the things I've knocked Mario Kart World for, is that, I don't have a reason to go back and play it. I don't think they don't do enough for me. But Sony was trying to make a whole slew of those. And there's only enough room for so many. And so a lot of cancellations came, some studios closed, and it was just a stain on Sony's record for making those decisions. And luckily the CEO who helped a few of those decisions step down, got out the way to let somebody else who actually knows what they're doing to take the reins. But, this set Sony back, right? This is the reason why it's been dry from first party, because they sent them on a path that led them to destruction. So, yeah, this was a big stain on Sony's brand.
Yeah.
This year.
It kind of set the tone for Sony that this year. And like, I know one of them, there's a lot of live service games. One from Ben Studios and a live service God of War game from Blue Point. I'm looking at them right now. So
why do we need a live service God of War? Like, it just don't make no sense.
As you said, Concord was released in August 24 and ended literally 2 weeks later. And then they got all these other games that got canceled in 2024. So Sony kind of came into 2025. But I'm going to say this. We were so talking about Microsoft, I think Sony kind of got a skirt a little bit. They got a pass. Because now that we're looking at this, we didn't really hit this that hard because we were so dealing with all the nonsense that was going on with Microsoft. And then Microsoft seemed to start getting their act together. They had that Direct. They had Ninja Gaiden 4. They had all that stuff in that Direct for the top of the year that seemed to set the tone for them that they was kind of course correcting and getting some games. This year has been weird. This has been a weird year in gaming. And then you had our president, who became our president, and all the stuff he did that kind of undermined what this
Yeah.
year possibly could have been. So this has been a weird year in gaming. I can't even think of anything from Sony first party wise prior to Yote. What was the other games that they released in this year? First party.
There is something that I can't put my finger on it right now, but it was another game. But Yote definitely the biggest.
Yeah,
Helldivers was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, Helldivers last year. Death Stranding, that was it. Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. Yeah.
Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yote are the only two games that Sony released, I think, first party. Why was Stellar Blade wasn't this year. That was last year, wasn't it?
Well, I was going to say,
yeah.
you know that game, Death Stranding is going everywhere, but I guess time exclusive, I guess.
Yeah, time exclusive.
Yeah. Was Stellar Blade this year or was that last year?
Last year.
I think it was this year for PC.
Yeah, okay. Then I thought I was
but I finished it last year, I believe.
Okay.
So.
Then Rise of Ronin was last year. So for this year, all we got was Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yote. We don't have Riverine, we don't have Intergalactic, which that's not coming out to 2027. Yeah, we don't. That was it for this year. The Death Stranding 2, which probably, like you said, Keith, is going to probably show up other places. So this year kind of started off with Nintendo, with Sony, and then Microsoft kind of started to seemingly course correct, and then all of a sudden they had their hang-ups, and their games started going everywhere. So it's hard to really talk about this year because it wasn't a lot far as the big three.
We had a lot of stuff that happened though. Like we had Battlefield most likely outselling Call of Duty. Battlefield rising from the ashes.
Well, I'm talking about at the top of the year, like the first 4 months.
Top of the year? Okay, top of the year.
You getting into like September, October.
You're right.
I'm trying to build to it. At that time,
my bad.
Up to the Switch 2, basically, it was quiet. Outside of, Microsoft did come with Ninja Gaiden 4, which I don't know how.
That's later, though.
Well, they showed it at the top of the year, though. We first saw it.
But you know what? You know what game did come at the top of the year?
What's that?
It's the game that swept everything this year, and that's
Expedition. Let's go there.
Yeah.
So we got that.
Yes,
that's true.
I got that up here. That's the biggest. You see, that's the biggest thing on the screen. So the game of the year did come this year. Now, so there's a lot around this game because of it being an indie studio. Oh, Nia is right. Perfect Dark got canceled.
I was going to bring that up.
We'll get there. So Clear Expedition 33 was an independent group. And what do you feel like this game taught the industry? Like, what was the message that this game kind of spoke beyond the game itself? What did Expedition say to the industry? Keith, I'll let you go first.
I don't know what it said to the industry, but Ubisoft, y'all got to wake up. No. Y'all got some talent over there, and y'all are not using it. Can you make the next Assassin's Creed pimping be pimping? No, I think take a chance, take a risk. And I don't want to step on no toes. Yes, JRPGs have been doing a lot of other things that Claire Expedition 33, has been doing, but aesthetically, I guess it just appealed to a Western demographic. Definitely take chances, rewrite some rules, go and look into some genres that already exist and expand upon them. You don't have to rewrite the wheel there are different types of games that just don't appeal to other people because of the aesthetics, and you could take that and say, hey, well, we'll use that as a template and build something new, but also paying homage and respect to it, because I saw something today. I think it was today. I don't know if Nia posted it, but they were showing all of the games that was influencing them, and Xenoblade was one of them, and some other games that they showed, and it was from the developers. They were showing where the inspirations from this game came, and I love it when people who do great things always pay homage to those that came before them. That wasn't a shot at. Uh, but no, I think it just told the industry definitely take chances, lower the budgets, especially gaming is so expensive now. You don't have to go balls to the wall unless it's just that game. Unless you got that GTA and you know it's gonna be a GTA, I would say lower the budget and be more creative. That's what I would say.
Okay, K-Bone.
Oh, what was the question?
What?
Got sidetracked.
I know this. I know for me and you. I don't. You said you're gonna try this game. I don't. I don't.
Yeah, I will. I definitely
With
will.
all the praise and all this, what this game represented, what was the message that was learned from this game by the industry, especially the, mega third-party developing studios, and maybe even some of the first party? What lesson did this game, with it being an indie title and not being a major budgeted game, yet if you look at it, it looks like a AAA game. What was the lesson that was learned?
It's not the developers, it's Ubisoft.
Now, okay, wait a minute.
Lesson number one.
She says, "Level, don't try this game." Stop it, Nia. I won't try it. I don't. But why do y'all keep saying that? I need. What's the correlation?
Claire Expedition 33 is made up of mostly ex Ubisoft employees.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, that was revelation I did not know. Okay, go ahead.
That is the shots we're throwing. They're ex Ubisoft employees that created this game, that's why I say it's not the developers, it's Ubisoft. I feel this game showcased several things. It showcases that there is so much talent out there in the gaming space. If you have direction, if you have vision, if you have a visionary, if you have people who are willing to work together, you can create great games. You don't need high budgets. You don't need huge staffs. If you have direction, if you have vision, if you have a visionary, you can create big games. And they also had some help, right? They had some donors and people to back their vision when they saw it. Same thing happened to the animation game that Microsoft backed, Cuphead. Right. Once people saw that game, and then it was indie as well, and then they got the money and the funding and the Netflix show and stuff like that, right? But this comes. You say what?
I just want to say, fun fact: the music from this game was found from an unknown composer on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
man, that's dope. Like, see, that's creativity. That's making do with what you have, not needing a full orchestra, not going all out as far as, like EA does, and paying Hans Zimmer to write the score of the game. I mean, I really think, especially in the age of AI, and not AI to just using AI created images. I'm referring to AI to help make things easier, right? As far as coding, as far as processes, as far as the way that things are done, you can do bigger things with less people. And I think this showcases that. But I don't think anyone can just do this. And that's why I made sure to specify you do need direction, you do need vision, you do need a visionary to guide everyone in this direction. And from the behind the scenes that I saw, they had a clear direction. They knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to try some things that hasn't been tried before, but they kind of knew what they wanted to, as far as direction wise, do, and they were able to stay on that path, even though everyone wasn't even in the same country. And I think that's dope. And I think this allows indie games to think even bigger than what they do now. And I hope we get even more AAA like indie games, because also the Microsoft game. Microsoft is good for buying these indie, trying to make these indie studios huge. But Senua, whatever her name is, she was also indie. More of an indie type of game from Team. From was that Team Manager? I forgot who did that, but they were bought out and then gave a big budget. A big budget, I guess, to make that game. So it's there. You can do it if you find the right people to find the right backing. But I like what this game did for the industry, and I hope we see more games similar to this. Kind of think bigger than just small indie studio.
Okay. Yeah, I think this game kind of contrasts with the vision of Sony and a lot of what they was trying to do. It seemed like this game revealed that there is a stagnation due to fear and the need to be able to predict and guarantee a certain return. So because you can't, when you try new things, you can't predict if that's going to, be received well, if it's going to get good reception. So new games are not as welcomed or encouraged as just games that they can predict. They already know there's an audience there for this game, and we made 2 or 3 entries into this game, but that creates a stagnation, and I think that's fear. I think this really exposed how fearful the industry has become over the years by just regurgitating the same experiences over and over again. Now, again, I'm not the person this game is for. I don't play these type of games, so I have to lean to, the Keefs, the Nias, the Dark Wings, because he said it's an industry plant. I have to lean to the K-Bums and different ones who might play these type of, even K-Bum don't even play these type of games. So I have to lean to those who play these type of games.
Well, yeah, I don't play JRPGs, but I do.
So
I do play turn-based games.
Right.
That was Marvel. Marvel was Suns. Midnight Suns was turn-based.
Okay.
So,
but me, I don't typically play these type of games. So y'all will be able to say, hey, this game is not doing anything new in the sense of what JRPGs offer, but it was creative in the way that they approached it, was kind of a fresh approach. And then to hear that it was former Ubisoft development personnel creators who did this really shows, like you said, K-Bum, that there's a lot of talent out here. They just are not free to try new things because the suits are too concerned with return and will that be received? So just make another Call of Duty, just make another Assassin's Creed, just make another and make it another and make it another and make it every year. And it's like, y'all wonder why creativity is kind of stagnated. It's because y'all are being led by fear. And this game, to me, what I'm seeing is is a creation of ambition and creativity and freedom, liberty. It feels liberated to do what you feel in your heart to do, and they was rewarded for it. And I think that's a good sign for the industry to be a little bit more free, more what's the word? Ambitious, and take some chances, take some risks, and because that's what games were back in the day. They took risks. You didn't get if no one ever tried to make what we know now as a JRPG. We only just made the same type of games, all Mario, side scroller, Sonic. Then we just keep making those games. But somebody thought, let's make this game with turn-based and all this. Had that never been out there, somebody had the freedom to try something, we wouldn't be where we are. And I feel like the industry is stagnant, and this game is a breath of fresh air. So that's kind of what I got from it. Any other thoughts?
No, we got a lot to cover.
Okay, so with that being said, so that happened. Then what would be the next thing? What's the next thing that took place? I'm trying to. I guess we can jump. If I'm looking at, we had the tariffs, the year of the tariffs. That we don't have to touch on that long, but y'all know the tariffs was a thing. Then the Xbox handheld started to start rummaging about an Xbox handheld started to surface, and we all found out what that ended up being, the Rogue Xbox Ally. How do y'all feel about that?
Oh man, the initial announcement was interesting because at that was the Switch 2 out at that time.
No,
I can't remember.
This is before the
It wasn't
Switch
out at
2.
that time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the initial announcement was interesting. We didn't know what the price was, but they did give us the specs. And unfortunately, there was already a device on the market that they use as a template without the X, or without the Xbox title. No, without the Xbox button. I think they added a button and handles or whatever. And I actually got a chance to use one at Best Buy not too long ago. It feels good. When everybody was saying that it feels like holding an Xbox controller in your hand, they are not lying. It really feels like that. But it's huge. It is a large device, but obviously it's a smaller screen than the Switch 2. But it is a large handheld device that does a lot of multitasking. But I was curious. I wanted to see what Microsoft was going to do, but I think what ruined it for me was when I found out that it wasn't an Xbox handheld. It was just more of the same PC handheld, and I was instantly not interested once we found that out. So yeah, but it's if you have one or you're interested in it, it does feel real good in your hands right out the box.
Okay. K-Bomb.
Hey, um, so new news. Like I don't know if we were ready for this branded console. I know we were looking forward to this homemade internal Xbox handheld. That was kind of what we were shooting for, and we kind of figured like this was similar to the PlayStation Portal, not as far as the device, but kind of a in-between type of thing where it was gonna Sony didn't really do a full handheld, they did this Portal. So we thought that, you know, this branded Xbox was going to kind of just be something to get onto the market this year while they work on creating internally, working on this Xbox branded made in-house portable system. Well, we initial thoughts was like, okay, that's nice, but it's kind of similar to what's out on the market and a little bit more powerful. That's awesome. But is it just going to be a device that we see already with Xbox branding, which was, you know, sort of the result, and the fact that we end up hearing that the internal Xbox portable system got canceled. So it was. I don't know. It for me it didn't shake the needle. I know as far as my purchasing thought process, it didn't change the needle. I know for others, yeah. But then to see, we were probably more high on it in the beginning of the year because, you know, Xbox going mobile with their Play Anywhere model seemed like a legit strategy. We were still into, at that point, Xbox consoles as a whole. Not ready to buy one, but interested at least. So it was a decent period at the time it was announced, and people were still interested in hearing more about it. But things unraveled, as we'll get to later, as the year goes by with Xbox.
Okay.
And all their consoles.
Okay. All right, Keith, anything else you want to add to that?
To that particular, or just in general,
in general? It don't have to be exactly that.
man. Well, we gotta talk about Grand Theft Auto 6 being delayed again.
Ooh, that
Oh,
was
That
okay.
one
ugly.
Okay.
stung. That
Okay,
one
go
stung
ahead.
for a lot of people. Um, on this list here, I think it was May 2nd. Rockstar Games issued a statement announcing the delay for Grand Theft Auto 6, pushing its release date to May 26, 2026. And of course, later on in the year, we got another announcement. I had to jump to November that the game got delayed again. So we got two delays this year for this game.
That's
Now
rough.
it's slated November 19th, 2026, but it's still 2026. So yeah, any thoughts on that?
I mean, well, I'll let K-Bun go first. Go ahead, K-Bun.
Well, the entire industry was waiting for this system. The entire industry was preparing themselves for the release of this particular game, and so people were already starting to move dates around so they wouldn't be impacted by the release of GTA 6. Uh, People were already, circling on the calendar, and people were. The rumor on the internet is that people were trying to get their girlfriends pregnant so they can have paternity leave during the time that the game will come out.
Crazy.
So it GTA 6 is definitely a mover and shaker in the game industry. And anything around GTA has a potential to rattle the ground of gaming, especially console gaming. Has an ability to shake the ground and cause reactions to it. So it's a big deal that it was moved twice. It gave breathing room for games like Claire to do its thing, because we know when GTA comes, it's going to be a similar sweeping of awards, especially if any of the other games are any precedents of how it's going to work. But yeah, it's big news that it moves out, and we got a chance to see another trailer, and that was dissected to its fullest, and people are still stumped on how this game was able to look the way. Is it real? Was it gameplay? Was it pre-rendered? Was it real time? Like, it looks way too good to actually be real time. So I know that this game is moving and shaking the industry, and whenever it comes out next year, it's going to have a huge impact on gaming. But any announcement, or rumor, or a leak when it comes to GTA affects the atmosphere of gaming.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm gonna say it really it really derailed the PlayStation fans. Keith, you said
That's true.
something. Huh?
That's true.
Yeah, Keith said something earlier in the chat. He said PlayStation fans think all third-party games are first-party games. And I put GTA
Wait.
6
PlayStation fanboys.
fanboys, not fans, but fanboys, right? But I thought he was alluding to GTA 6 because they literally was acting like this was a first-party, or I won't even say the fanboys. I would say kind of the industry itself kind of acts as if this is a PlayStation 5 Pro and 5 game, and they was really talking about how this is the game that's really going to make the Pro sell. And by it being delayed not once but twice, I think really did kind of screw up a lot of things for this year. It really did. I think it really did mess up some things. I think because, like K-Bump said, so many people was moving out the way of this game, and then now all of a sudden it's not coming at all. Yeah, that is interesting. But I mean, the game looks dope. I want to see some actual gameplay. Like you were saying, K-Bump, I want to see some actual gameplay because this looks good. I'm pretty sure it's in-engine footage, but it's still, it's still probably mostly cut scenes. It's not what you will actually look like when you actually playing it. So I want to see if how does it transition to the actual in game, actual playing, and how that part will look. But when did it come out now? November of next year? Holiday season of next year, right?
Yeah, he said
November
19.
19.
Man, so that's a whole. So we can talk about that in our anticipations for 2026. What else, man? What else? So we got the cancellation. I guess we need to go. We just gonna go out of order because there's so much to cover. Microsoft pretty much went third party. Let's talk about that.
Complete third party. I mean, they went to their actual showcase and said, I guess they had Oprah in the back and was like, "You get an Xbox game. You get an Xbox game. Everybody gets Xbox games," because they just gave away everything. Really, starting with the bangers
Halo.
of
Halo.
and I was saving that. But yeah, that is when we knew it was over. When they had that special trailer or video for a Halo game, and they talked about it coming out on PlayStation. When you give up your mascot, when you give your number one girl to somebody else, it's over. It's time to clean house. You've thrown in the flag. And I guess the bigger thing level that the biggest, I think one of the biggest things of this summer or this fall, I don't know exactly when it happened. I guess around summer. The biggest thing around this summer was the end of the console wars.
Yeah.
We can put a stake in 2025 that 2025 was the year the console wars ended.
Well, yes, you are right. But it seemed like these brothers are trying to wage a new war. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's a new war coming, but the console wars as we knew it,
yes,
is
I
dead.
agree. Wholeheartedly agree with you.
Because now PlayStation fans are buying Switches, K-Bomb, and Switch fans are enjoying Switches and probably PlayStations, and the Xbox is just inside the house. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the SpongeBob episode when Squidward was in the house looking outside, watching SpongeBob and Patrick jellyfishing. He looked so lonely, and that's Xbox fans now. Just looking at everybody else just having fun, playing with their toys, and just enjoying life while they're just
y'all can't help it. Y'all cannot help y'all but to pour on.
sitting there looking at that box with nothing on there. But you got Game Pass though. But yeah, the death of console wars as we know it was in 2025. Man.
Okay. Gee, thoughts?
Restate the question for me, please.
How big of what did I ask? We talked
See
about
what I'm saying?
Microsoft going third party, and
Yes.
and that and the pretty much the proof of that was Halo coming to PlayStation 3 kind of ended it all. If Halo is coming, everything's coming. So basically, I asked, how do y'all feel about Microsoft basically in 2025 going third party, and now Halo is on PlayStation 5, and pretty much all the other games is on PlayStation 5. Go ahead.
I think as a company, they're probably relieved. Like, oh, the pressure. They have relieved all the pressure of trying to keep up with the consoles and doing all the things because now they can just focus on games, buying studios, what they do best, and allowing other people to play these games and being that in between. You know, you look at something like Call of Duty, like you got to go through Microsoft now just to play something like that, which I
Yes.
think is crazy these days. But I mean, it was the inevitable. You know, the hardware sales for their consoles was just dwindling year by year by year.
K-Bum literally
And
posted something. K-Bum, what was that post? Either you or Keith posted it that was saying
no,
how
he posted that. He
how
posted
bad
that.
the
Um,
Xbox
what I
sold.
posted is that compared to last year, and we already know last year was a bad year for Xbox, probably the worst year for Xbox. Xbox has sold 70% less this year consoles, a 70% drop in console sales this year.
And
Oof.
they doing double digits in Japan, I think. I think they did like double digits. No, normally a console sell like in the thousands. They
Yeah,
sold
they
like
doing like
54.
yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie to you.
Don't laugh too. Don't have too much joy in that laugh. 'Cause that's a little too much celebration. But
It's
okay,
funny,
go and finish your
but
thought though. Because I interrupted you, so I don't want go and finish what you were saying.
yeah. I ain't gonna lie though. I just want to say this: the Xbox Series X is a beautiful console. Like aesthetically, I think it's the perfect console to sit in your living room. But that is not the console you want sitting in your living room.
That's you know what though.
It's
That's
beautiful.
sad. That's oh no. I keep interrupting. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but yeah, it was the inevitable. They were going in this direction, and I think it's the best thing for them. I think software wise, feature wise, they do the best. Get out of the home console market. I'm not mad at this. I don't think it's funny. We do laugh. Level just told me to settle down, but we laugh about it. But really, they're playing to their strengths. Being the pocketbook. Go get these games, add these features, put the services out there. Game Pass is a great service. I don't know if it's yielding any profit, but do all those things. But hardware, you don't have to do that no more. Like free yourself of this. Matter of fact, stop talking about that handheld that you want to put out. You don't have to do this. You don't have to. I'm trying to save you, Marcus. Please, Phil, listen to me. You don't have to do Sarah. You don't have to do this. Trust me. Just make the games. You know what I'm saying? Or buy somebody to make the games.
About
You know,
somebody that makes the games. It's wild.
Expedition 33 was announced at an Xbox showcase. Do that. You do that very well. So just
You announce games well.
you announce games
That's
very well.
insane, brother.
Very well.
That's insane.
Yeah, what was interesting to me is Halo was kind of like the nail, the final nail in the coffin. Like, yep, it is what it is. They can say what they want to say. They can talk about new systems. They can talk about whatever they want to talk about. It is over. And I remember us coming on saying it is over. We did it 3 weeks in a row. We was like, is it over? Then the next week they announced Halo come to the place. We said it is over. Then I think the week after that, something else happened. And it was like, it's done. The Xbox is pretty much dead. When they raised the price, that's what happened.
Yeah, they raised the price of
raised
Game
the price
Pass, right?
Again, and then they raised Game Pass price. Then it was like this chain of events with them that was just like, man, y'all just can't get yourself out of your own way.
Yep.
Yeah, this is it. Microsoft will not, or Xbox will not go into 2026 being considered one of the big three. It's the big two now. Microsoft is just a third party company at this point.
Wasn't it this year that laid off all them employees? Was it?
They laid
It
off
was
so
the
many.
beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Beginning of this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, since we talking about stuff, we got to talk about the big thing that happened this year. Well, we can wait. We can hold off on that. What else happened? What else is something that we need to discuss? I know the one thing we need to discuss. We talked about the reveal, but we haven't talked about the actual release of the Switch 2.
Yeah.
The Switch 2 came out in June 4th. I think it was June 4th. Do we need to talk about the April showcase, or do we just want to talk about the system in general?
I want to talk about the system. We can go straight to it.
So the Switch 2 came out.
We got to talk about one. We do kind of we need to just brush on the April release because
Okay,
I think it showed. I'll just say this: the April reveal, we all watched it, and they started off with the typical Mario Karts and talked about the features, 4Ks, and all that other stuff, and then they got into the third party. And K-Bone, I believe this is where you were like, I'm sold. Maybe. I don't know. You can speak to that. But I think when they showed the third party and they were showing games that we typically don't get and how well they were running, I think that showed a lot of people like, yo, this system is not coming to play around. They already told us it was getting 4K, we getting 120 frames per second on certain games. The voice chat, which we all tried together, works extremely well. Like it's almost like some witchcraft or something that they got going on in there. But I think for me, and to this day, matter of fact, today, I still watch the April reveal specifically for one game, the Dust Bloods. If you will
Yes.
watch some of those reactions.
Yes.
I don't even know if that has anything to do with Nintendo, but the fact that it is Nintendo heightens it because the From Software game fans are insane. It's some of the best content I've seen on YouTube, and I just find it so funny. And go ahead.
Can I share something with you? Keith must have a joy because he constantly posting these reactions to the Dust Bloods. Let's watch some of it.
I thought that was Silent Hill. Doesn't look like remake.
Let's get into it when you see that it's From Software.
There's no way you're doing a new Souls game.
Fuck off! What? What?
This
Wait,
kind of
oh
let
my
me
God.
know how I didn't.
God.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Let me pause this for a second. If it wasn't for Keith posting these reaction videos, Dust Bloods was just, it looked cool, but I'm like, yeah, it's cool. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't realize that these games had this big of a following. I didn't know it was that serious. I knew people like Elden Ring. I knew people like what was that one on the PlayStation 5? Bloodborne. And Souls games.
I'm still hot about that.
Right. I did
Demon
not
Souls, Dark
Demon
Souls.
Souls, Dark Souls. I did not know that. I knew it was a popular game, don't get me wrong. I didn't realize that it was this big of a cult following. And to these, I didn't even realize it was a big deal that this game was on the Switch and people was really upset about it until Keith started posting these like what they and seeing these reactions like, golly, they serious.
No, no, you're kidding.
One
What
person
the-
literally seemingly
Wait,
hyperventilated.
they said blood in it.
I was watching hers today. I watched her whole thing today.
Dude, don't fucking do this to me. Don't fucking. Are they making a Bloodborne
The
too?
language,
This isn't
excuse
Bloodborne.
the language.
I'm gonna. No.
What the fuck?
No fucking way,
There's
dude.
a lot of cussing. in this.
Yeah, I wouldn't play too much of it, but yeah.
Is this the one that was hyperventilating, right? The girl with the glasses? When you find out it is
yeah.
exclusive to Nintendo, you see a whole countenance change. It's like, is this Bloodborne? Bro, this is like Bloodborne. And this game, is this on Nintendo? And that's weird. So when is it going to come to PlayStation? Is it exclusive to
Yeah.
Nintendo? Like, oh my God, they lost their mind on that. Go ahead, Keith. You brought it up. I don't want to take your shine. Go
No,
ahead.
but I mean that game alone just it brings joy to me because it's like nobody would ever have thought a game like that would ever grace Nintendo's platform, and let alone an exclusive. But I will have to admit that later on, as the year went on, as people find out that it was a PVE, a lot of people lost their excitement. But I'm still excited to see what it's going to be,
What is that?
if it's going to increase numbers. People are going to run out and buy Switches. I think people already bought Switches to play this game. I've even heard people in some of those videos that this is a system seller. This is how you sell a system. Those people literally saying that. Like you love. I knew people love these games, but I didn't know they was crazy like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, very dope.
Speaking of that direct, outside of Anger Vigilante, outside of the price announcements, because we all knew what was up when Nintendo didn't announce that price at the end of that trailer, that reveal. They killed that reveal. That much was for sure. They killed that April reveal. And it was kind of little water.
No, it was hosed down. Let's hold on. Let's not. We ain't about to belittle this, brother. Wait a minute. Wait, Nintendo said, and that's it. And we like, Negroes, y'all ain't show us no price.
Right.
Wait a minute, Nintendo, how much this thing cost?
I was trying to find a way to say it, but yeah, they did hose it down. We all knew when that price didn't show up. We all knew what was up. Like, this ain't cheap. Yeah, every one of us like, they ain't show no price.
They ain't show no price, brother.
We all was like, this not $399. This clearly not $399 because they would have showed that. So, yeah, the trailer was the direct was probably one of Nintendo's best.
It was a great direct.
It was a great direct, and I think you said this direct sold you with the 1080p screen, with the HDR, VRR, and all that.
4K, yeah. It does 4K, it does 120. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's all and the graphics look good. That's all I needed.
Right.
That's all I needed.
So the trailer was dope. I mean, not the trailer, but the reveal direct was dope. But what did y'all feel about the price when it got announced? Honestly, now we 6 months removed. Let's be honest.
Can tell you mine.
Go ahead.
Oh, I feel the same way as I felt when I said that day. And I told everybody, power costs money. It's exactly what I said on that day. And when we talked about it, even on the podcast, power costs money. I believe the Switch 2, for what it can do and the power it has and technology it's using, is priced exactly how much it should cost. I stand by that. I absolutely believe that it is priced exactly how much it should cost. It is not cheap. It is not a cheap system. It doesn't feel cheap. It's not cheap material. Nothing on my Switch 2 has broken, has bent, has drifted. It is a solid system with cutting edge, not cutting edge, but with technology that no other console has. With DLSS, with the power to do 4K, with the power to do 120, with the power to be portable, with the power to even power these games with a lower power setting, and it's priced exactly how I imagine it would cost based on the power that it has. You can get mad about it because it ain't cheap Nintendo, but it is priced correctly, especially when you now compare these Xbox branded systems who are cresting $1,000. You now see that power costs money. I stand by that, and that is my statement.
Welcome to the show, Alan Steve. This one, everybody went nuts, right? When they put that exclusive to.
Oh, what? Oh my God! They actually made it an exclusive.
2020.
They lost their mind. Yeah, I agree with you, K-Bum. But let me be transparent. Since we ended the year, for the first. I didn't say nothing to y'all. But for the first few minutes to about probably that first 30, 40 minutes, I was like, are they really charging this much for this platform? I was like, for real? Like, I'm like, a PlayStation 5 is literally $50 more, bro. Like, what are y'all? I was like, what are y'all doing? But then after we talked about it, And I just looked at, like you said, K-Bomb, I just began to look at everything that was announced and then begin to look at other devices in the market that does what the Switch 2 is going to be doing. And I'm like, that thing right there, that's $700. That's $600. That's $1,000. That's $1,200. The Steam Deck is $400-$500. Yeah, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, that price makes sense. But I'm not going to lie, it took me a second to adjust to the reality that it was about $100 more than I was expecting. I had set my mind on $399. I'm not going to even front. I don't even think I told my wife how much these things cost. So
To this day.
yeah, she know. Well, she did find out because when K-Bum decided that he wanted one, I had to take my wife out there.
Yeah, that's right.
So
That's
she
right.
found out, but I don't think she was paying too much attention. But yeah, I was like, I know I was $399, I'm good $500 because I was getting the bundle. Because when you found out also that Mario Kart Mario Kart World was $80, it was like, I'm not going to front. The Switch 2 was expensive. It was expensive. And I was like, man, it made you really, and that's why I made the video I made. It really made you start making decisions like, okay, well, this ain't no and system. I can't get this and something else. I'm probably just getting this, so this is probably going to be what I got, this in the PlayStation. So I knew once I saw that price, I knew I wasn't getting the Xbox. And I wasn't going to get, didn't have no reason, but if a reason for the Xbox showed up, I knew I wasn't getting it after the Switch 2 because of the cost. I'm like, I can't justify $5 for this. I just spent $5 on my PlayStation 5. This woman gonna strangle me. So I knew that was it. But I'm gonna tell you this, and we get to it, and it done lived up to that $500. It done lived all the way up to it. But anyway, Keith, go ahead and give your thoughts, man, when you first saw that price.
Man, K-Bone said it best. Power costs. I wasn't tripping. I didn't want to spend it, but I wasn't tripping. I knew that if we wanted more and we demanded more from Nintendo, there's no way in the world they could do all of that in a handheld and package it and give it to you for $299. I know historically you've seen Nintendo give you things for cheap, but they also gave you graphics for cheap. Y'all don't want cheap graphics.
You don't want Vaseline.
Right.
If you don't want Vaseline, you gonna have to pony up, and this is where we are.
No puns intended.
No puns intended.
Because
But
you got to
be
pony
fair,
up for Sony. You got to pony up. So go ahead.
But to be fair, look at the components. Look at the size. Look at the depth or the thickness or lack thereof of the Switch. Look what they're giving to you in such a small form, in such a small form factor.
Stop, bro. Cut it out, and I'm not talking Full House. Cut it out, sir.
Who she think?
Full House. Cut it out. Cut it.
Oh yeah.
Out. Full House.
Oh yeah. I know.
Yeah. The technology, like K-Bone says, only system on the market that's using DLSS. They're giving us a lot. It's not rewriting history, not rewriting history, rewriting the whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it ain't the most powerful thing on the wheel.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, reinventing the wheel, but it's not the most powerful. Yes, if you want to play, like I was alluding to earlier, Hogwarts on my PC made me not want to play the Switch 2 version ever again. But considering this is a handheld, considering it's a handheld doing this in this form factor, yeah, you gonna pay some money for that. And I know a lot of people wanted the OLED. Well, tack on another $100 if you want the OLED. You know what I'm saying? You thought that was expensive, so I wasn't tripping. Of course, I don't want to pay it, You know, I want everything to be on the low, as low as you can go. But I knew we was gonna have to pony up somebody. No pun intended. So I wasn't tripping.
Like I said, it took me a second to adjust to the reality that it was about 100, actually 150 over what I was expecting. Because when they said 500 for that bundle, I knew that's what I was getting because I knew, well, I'm going digital for Mario World this time. But I'm gonna say this, man. I'm reading what Alan Steele said. He said, I feel like if Sony put out a handheld with the same power as the Switch 2, these developers will do everything to make their games run at 60. I'm going to say this. I think you've about to experience that. I think we got a lot of rush because of the dev kit issue, which was another thing. A lot of these devs didn't have the kits. So
that's true.
You got a lot of rush jobs. I do perceive like the EA Maddens and the NBA and all that's going to be 60 frames next year. I really do. I think they're going to figure out what to cut, where they can make some sacrifices to get that 60. And I think as they get more familiar with the architecture, you're going to start seeing a lot of stuff you wasn't expecting. We realize, folks, and I put this on Twitter earlier, and I just named the games, Keith, that we know right now. And for 6 months, it's actually daunting how many games are here third party, and the types of games that's here and the types of games that are coming is kind of surreal that's the case. You couldn't have told me that. Even though I wanted it, you couldn't have told me it was going to happen. And to have it in 6 months, and so we don't even know which we're going to get to there. So, but anyway, let me just wrap it up. Switch 2 reveal was awesome. The price was a little jarring, I had to admit, but being an owner of the Switch 2 and having it this time, it was worth every penny. It has been worth every freaking penny. I would pay more for it. I would give them $550 for it. I really would. $550 for it. I wouldn't give them $6, but I go up another $50 for you, Nintendo, if it came down to it. If it was $6, it would have been nope. So it was worth the $450. It really was. But anyway, we don't want to just stick on Nintendo. What else happened? So of course the Switch 2 came out. With the Switch 2, we got to talk about the controversy, the game key cards.
Yeah.
What's y'all thoughts? Was this much to do about nothing, or was it? Do y'all feel like this is a real thing? Was it a real thing?
K-Bone said it best. Power costs.
The compromise.
Because here's the thing. Game key cards existed on the Switch. I have one in a Rockstar game. What's the one with the old timey detective? L.A. Noire.
Yep, good job.
Yeah, I have that game. It's a game key card. I didn't even know it was a game key card at the time when I bought it. I wasn't even thinking about it. But you got a lot of people who, they hide behind the idea of game preservation. But then you see a lot of people not doing that. They online stealing games. They are already playing Metroid Prime 4 online. And a lot of people just taking a stance like, hey, if I can't own the game, I'm not going to buy the game. So I would imagine that if a lot of people felt that way, some of these sales probably hurt. People wanting to play these games, but they're boycotting Nintendo at the same time. And then there are people just missing out on games because they just don't want to play digital. Go with this fear of, they could shut down the servers and I'll never be able to play this game again. And, then you got these collectors and people just, But the whole thing was Nintendo doesn't even make game cards. They have a company that does it for them. And they weren't able to make smaller cards. They made a 64 card, and that was the only one that they could use. But for a smaller developer, that's expensive. them to try to use that. So they had to come up with a solution. So Nintendo came up with the game key card. Hey, it's a dummy card. They still got to use the internet to download the game, but once you download it, that's all you got to do. And I think Nintendo fumbled the information. It was too much information. You had IGN and all these different type of publications trying to explain something that Nintendo should have explained very thoroughly. And I don't have a problem with game key cards, but I will give Nintendo the pushback on not doing a good enough job explaining the game key card.
Yeah, not
and
leading
it
the way
allowed
into the explanation. Yeah.
correct, and that allowed that to blow up into this bigger situation. And I don't think people still probably wouldn't have wanted the game key cards, but at least the information would have been better met than having to find out piecemeal, kind of like how we found out about the price. So
Yeah, I think they let too much misinformation get established before they decided to better explain the game key cards. I think they explained them, and once you really get down to it, they did a good job explaining what it was. But I think they let too much misinformation derail what they explained before they decided to come back and kind of try to, I guess, correct or fix or whatever damage control the damages that happen from just the sometimes, genuine confusion around the game key card and outright just being disingenuous about it. But they left that door open. I agree with you on that. What else was I finna say? But go ahead. You was talking. Go ahead.
no, I was done.
Okay, so with that being said, what else? What else? I know we talked about the game key card. We talked about the price of the Switch. We talked about Sony stumbling out of the gate with a lot of the cancellations and then Sony kind of showed up. Towards the end, Sony started to show up a little bit. They came with a trailer for Ghost of Yotei. Then they came even later with a trailer for the Riverine. How did y'all feel about that?
There's a fish. I need to watch that again. I'll let K-Bone lead off on that.
Go ahead, K-Bone.
I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. My wife has came down and bothered me. She is trying to steal my hoodies, and I am upset. What was the question, sir?
I said, well, for a while, Sony was really, really quiet and kind of just not really doing much. But then they came and they showed Ghost of Yotei. They also had later on, they showed Riverine for the first time. We started hearing rummaging of a PlayStation 6 handheld, and which we get into speculations and all that because we had 2 hours. We got to start pushing it. So, what was your thoughts on Ghost of Yotei and Riverine?
So yeah, I'm excited for. I was excited for Ghost of Yotei. For them actually creating the new one. I'm not as bummed. I'm not as bummed as others when it comes to the story. I know a lot of people wanted the continuation of with Jin. It was Jin, right? A continuation of his story. I thought it came to a good conclusion, so I was not in that same boat. But yeah, I thought it was good. I didn't have too much issues with the reveal and what they showed. I'm pretty excited about what they're trying to do with the game. And I think the Wolverine reveal, after all the issues we saw with the leaks with Wolverine, I think it was dope for us to actually see the game for what it was. And I think it's going to be another banger for Insomnia, who just doesn't miss when it comes to these type of games, the Marvel games. So I'm excited for it. And I think it's going to be, hopefully Sony can get back to where they were with making great games. So it'll be hopefully another exciting time in gaming when it relates to the Sony. So I'm down for it.
All right, Kate.
That was a great reveal, in short.
Okay, Keith.
I don't listen. Good looking game. Can't wait for it to come to PC.
Oh, that's right. Okay. You're not gonna. This
That's
ain't gonna be
all right.
on Game Pass, so you do gotta wait till it get. You don't have the luxury of. Okay, well, so let's do this. All right, so we pretty much uncovered much of what came out this year. So let's give our grades on the big three, and then an overall grade for the year, and then let's get into our predictions for and expectations for 2026. So what would you give Microsoft's grade for 2025?
I would give them a D. I think a D minus. I don't want to give them an F. I do think that there was some good things. Their saving grace is Game Pass, but I give them a D minus because of the studio closures. Honestly, going third party, I take that as a knock. I'm glad they did it, but it's like that's kind of a knock to your brand. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not a fan of the Asus Xbox ROG Ally X. Like what did I just say? And canceling their own internal handheld. I know it's kind of like I'm going back on my words from earlier, but yeah, Microsoft and what I say the layoffs. Like nah, they did not. They didn't put forth their best foot, in my opinion. I think they did a horrible job this year.
Who's that? That was Sony?
You said Xbox. You said Xbox.
Oh, okay, Xbox. Okay, I was going to say. All right. So you gave them a D minus. All right.
Yeah.
You didn't want to give them an F. K-Bum.
Nah, they got Game Pass.
Yeah. K-Bum. Oh, man, wait a minute. We didn't talk about Donkey Kong. What? Go ahead.
That is a secondary game. We don't have to.
We don't have to talk about it. Go ahead.
It doesn't deserve its own window. Oh, this is easy. F. You flunked this class. You have flunked this class. Go home. Your services are no longer needed here. Yeah, no.
You don't have Game Pass.
When you in the console wars because you're that bad. What else can I give? It is hard for me to find positives for Xbox. It's very hard for me to find something and like, you know what, they did that right. It's very difficult. A lot of stuff I can say they did wrong, and you talk about Game Pass, Keith, but they rose the price of it twice in a year. In a year, they don't care about Game Pass. So it is difficult for me, Keith, to give them anything better than you suck. You are bad at this console making thing. This console making thing, you're terrible. You had a 70% drop in your sales. What are you doing, sir? This is.
Ma'am?
You said what?
I said, and ma'am.
And ma'am. Don't forget you, Sarah Bond. Hey, I like you though. You don't forget you, Sarah Bond. What are you doing here? This is the absolute worst. You have sullied the Xbox name. You don't deserve. You just. What are you doing, man? I don't have too much positive to say about this. I think Xbox just it's a terrible year. You fumbled Call of Duty. You fumbled Call of Duty.
Game sells itself.
It sells itself. It's so bad. It's like maybe we shouldn't make them every year. What? You fumbled the bag? No, it's an F. I'm sorry. I can't. I cannot find. I cannot find a single anything of substance to say you guys did this right. I just can't. So you get an F for me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
Okay, so I'm going to say I agree with K-Bum, but I don't agree at the same time. I'm going to explain myself. It is an F for the year. Absolutely. You can't give them no other grade. They went 30.
Handheld's $1,000. I'm sorry. I'm done. My room is over. I'm sorry. Apologize. Go ahead.
When you put Halo on the PlayStation 5, you got an F. For Xbox being Xbox. Because at that point, you are you failed. You out of it. You're not in the race no more. You don't matter when it comes to the consoles. So you got to get an F. But on the flip side, this was a F that was very welcomed. And I go back to what Keith said earlier. They relieved now. They happy. They are no longer trying to compete with Microsoft, Sony. They have, you know how you don't want to do something, then you finally do it. And yeah, you had to give something up, but the liberty and freedom that's going to come from it was worth the sacrifice. That's what I get from this. They get an F for the year because this was the year that they raised the right flag and said it's over. As you know it, it's over. But this may yield to a lot of winning. Not in the same capacity, but it may yield a lot of winning for them in the future. So it's an F. Absolutely. Hands down, K-Bum, you are right on the money. But this F may prove to be a worthy F to get to making some A's and some B's next year. But it's an F.
Now we playing the NBA draft. Now we the NBA draft. No,
brother, it's an F. It ain't
No,
a D minus. It's an F plus F. I want is a D for done, but it's an F for you flunked. Yeah, they got an F this year, and I ain't mad at they F because they've been failing for a generation now. So low D's, a few B's, a lot of low D's and C's. That's failing. So yeah, they got an F. They out the game.
What's that? That life alert. Ain't nobody came to pick them up yet.
Right. So okay. So a D minus F and F for Microsoft. All right, Sony. What grade are we giving Sony this year? K-Bum, I'm gonna start with. Let me start. Well, go ahead, Keith. You said a D. Okay.
I don't have much to say. I don't really have much to say because I don't know what all they've done this year. I know they gave us Ghost of Yotei, which is the Ghost games is one of my favorite franchises, and that's it. I don't know anything else that Sony's done. To be fair, they probably could get an F too, but I'm just going to give them a solid D. But I don't know anything else that they've done this year, so I'm looking forward to hearing what K-Bum is about to say.
Can I go before you, K-Bum?
Yeah, please.
Sony gets an F too. Sony gets an F from all the layoffs, all the canceled games, and only releasing one. Well, I'll give you Death Stranding, but you really only released one anticipated game this year, and that's Ghost of Yotei. And it's a great game. But for all what y'all did this year, and if I'm going to give Microsoft an F for what they did, and they get an F only because they F is meaning that y'all are out the game. That's why I'm giving y'all an F. If they didn't bow out of the console race, I would have gave Microsoft a low C. But because this year was a literally bowing out of the whole game of competing with Sony, it got to be an F. That's the only reason I'm giving them an F. Sony deserves an F for this year. They was dang near not even doing anything this year. They didn't. If I'm gonna give them a D minus, it's because of Yotei, and I don't feel like that's fair. Yotei.
Well, they didn't raise their console price. I forgot about that.
That and is a lot. I'm gonna give Sony an F too because they was dang near not even here this year. That's my opinion. The last thing they released a $700 PlayStation Pro coming out of 2024. They gave us pretty much nothing this whole year except for Ghost of Yotei. Death Stranding is a thing. I don't think it's a thing though. It's an F for me. Like I feel like it's a deserved F. They flunked this year. Microsoft flunked only because they bowed out. I think Sony flunked this year. That's my opinion. K-Bum.
To say Microsoft flunked only because they bowed out is a wild statement.
I feel like it's a qualified statement, though.
When you put everything you own on somebody else's system,
well, that's what I'm saying. But they also
you,
had Ninja Gaiden. They had all these other games.
There's a multi-plat.
Yeah, but it's there.
You don't get credit. You ain't give Sony credit for multi-plat. Don't give Xbox no credit for multi-plat. Don't do that.
Okay. All right.
So I last year was probably a D- for Sony. Because it probably was a D because they did get Game of the Year last year, but that was it. You still have Helldivers and you had Stellar Blade, which was exclusives, but it wasn't their exclusives, right? It wasn't first party. So I give Sony a C-. I don't give them an F. I don't give them a D. I give them.
Wait. Did you say Did you say they had Hellblade and Stellar Blade this year or last year?
I said last year, sir.
Okay. Go ahead. You said a C-. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yes, I said a C-. Yes, sir. Yes, C-. Yes, that's what I give them. They didn't release a terrible console this year, a failed $700 console, but they did some terrible things as far as raising the prices. But I still think the Sony brand and what they're producing and what they're doing and the path that they're on now is a path for success. I think the Ghost of Yotei is an excellent an addition to the series. I think Death Stranded is a quality game. I definitely, from the reviews and what I hear and what people say, it's not my type of game, but people absolutely do genuinely enjoy it. We can disagree on that, but it is what it is. So I don't, from the console, from the game standpoint, they have several games that people want to play, right? And so I can't give them a full F because I couldn't find a single positive thing. Also, you can play all the Xbox games. To me, that's a huge positive.
Okay.
You don't even have to buy a whole new system. You can play all those games. So now you just save yourself whatever an Xbox costs. You can now play your Indiana Jones, your Forza, your Halo on your PlayStation. And so, yes, Sony isn't pumping out the first party, but our friends from Xbox had decided to grace us with more games without even having to lift a finger. So yes, I don't think it was a great year with Sony. It was not last year. Last year was horrendous.
You don't think this year is though better than you think this year was better than? I think it's about the same.
Yes, yeah. There's hope. At this year, we've been given hope. We've seen hope. We had some pretty decent showcases. We got some games that we look forward to. We have some games that we've been playing. First Party is finally making its way back with 2 titles this year, and not one. That's okay. Double.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say this. All right, so I did say an F, but if I give the true grade that I really believe. That's why I wanted to go before you. I wanted to throw that out there, see if it's going to cause you to pivot. I'm going to say a D. I'm going to give Sony a D. That F was me trying to throw K-Bum off. But no, true in my heart, I feel like Sony get a D. And the reason I'm at a D, it would have been an F if it wasn't for Yotei. And I said, that's why I said it in my first take. Yotei, to me, you can't be a D. That's probably one of the best games that released this year, and it's exclusive to Sony systems. So it's a system driver. So and then you got Death Stranding 2, which I hate, and I've never played it, but it's still exclusive currently. Is it on Xbox now?
No,
The
Okay.
first one.
No,
First
I'm
one
talking about
is,
the
yes.
second one. I'm talking about the second one.
no.
So
No, it's still PlayStation
I would give them a solid D. My F was messing with K-Bum, but I give it a D.
Level giving out the D. Nice.
So
Whoa.
I mean, depending on who we talking about, I try. But, we trying to stay PC here, K-Bum. Let's stay right.
my bad. Stay in your lane.
So
Stay in your lane.
so that threw me all the way off. I'm thinking about something else now. So I give it a D. Keith gave it a D minus. Or no, you gave it a D, right, Keith?
I don't know if it was D or D minus. It ain't good. So
Yeah, I think we both gave D. K-Bum gonna pull it up to a C. I don't know how he doing
C
it. but
minus. I said C minus.
C minus. Okay. All right. So let's get to Nintendo, and I'm gonna come to you first, K-Bum. What's your grade for Nintendo this year?
I'm going to give Nintendo a solid B. I give Nintendo a solid B this year. I personally, I don't have any first parties that I was crazy about this year. I thought the launch of the console was excellent. I thought they did great with dancing around those tariffs and everything that came with that. I thought that was awesome. They released a highly anticipated console. Take some knocks on the price, take some knocks on the price of the games, but still, all in all, it's an amazing console. It does what it's supposed to do. It has amazing third-party support. It has great games down the pipeline. It has first-party games that people enjoy. I think that this is the building blocks of something great and awesome. So to me, it's a solid B on the lax on the side. On the side of they have now driven not too many people following suit, but they have driven up the price of $80 when it comes to games. But I still think they have done. They've done an amazing job with their system and everything that they're doing in that aspect. And I don't have too many complaints. It has my favorite game this year, which is Hades. Is definitely my. I don't know if I'm spoiling it for my game of the year. I've said it repeatedly, and it's an exclusive. So definitely give them big props for that. But for me, the reason why it's a little bit lower is that it's not first party isn't there for me to enjoy, and so that's why to me it's a little bit lower than probably would be for others.
Okay, that's fair. Ms. Norris, Nintendo grade for the year.
Man, I am a Nintendo guy, but I have to be honest. That's what we do here on the Live and Level Gamers podcast. I have to give Nintendo a B+. And I'm giving them a B+, and I'm going to start off with the negatives, and K-Bum already said them. The pricing. I didn't have a problem with the console pricing, but stepping outside of myself, I can see how that's an issue for people. I don't agree with $80 games. I see how that's an issue with people. I don't think game key cards are an issue, but I see how Nintendo's messaging, and like Level said, they did explain it. It's just when someone has a question about it, the publications didn't have a way to get to Nintendo, it seems, so they just ran with what they thought, and they just put out their misinformation. So a lot of messaging, pricing, things of that nature keep it from being an A. Other than that, it would have been a perfect launch. It would have been a really solid year. I mean, it still is a solid year. We got Mario Kart. We got a new DK 3D game. We got a Metroid Prime game. And you got those other games in between that I'm not truly a fan of. The Pokemons, the Kirby's, all those other games. And on top of that, we got competent third-party releases with future competent third-party releases coming early 2026, and I'm going to partake in some of those. A lot of surprises. I forgot about Assassin's Creed and Outlaws and all those other games. So it's a lot of surprises, a lot of things that you did not expect, which is what I love about gaming, whether it's Nintendo or whoever. I love being surprised and showing me stuff that I didn't know about. So I have to give them a solid B plus. I don't want to just sweep those negatives under the rug, with the pricing and the game key cards and all that other good stuff. But for me, solid B plus. Great year, Nintendo. Great year. And like K-Bone said, we have a bright future to look forward to. So we got he didn't say it like that, but he said it. I'm saying it that way, but yeah, we got a bright future to look forward to, based on what we've received.
Okay. All right, Keith, a B plus, K-Bum, a B. Okay, if you was to ask me this and if I was to go off of the last 2 months, it'd be an absolute A. Absolute A. But if I'm gauging it from June to now, it's a B. It's not even a B plus for me. It's a B, and I'm going to tell you why. Because it took a while for Nintendo to get their messaging together for me. I felt like, and I've said this to Keith, and I'm just going to stay true to what I felt then. I'm going to keep saying it now, even though they have seemingly found their way. To me, the Switch 2 was doing good despite Nintendo and their messaging at the beginning, to me. It could have been my impatience. It could have been a lot of things that Keith was trying to say it was. I'm still holding on to what I was saying then. I felt like Nintendo was still talking to an audience that wasn't there for the Switch 2 yet. The people who bought the Switch 2 wanted to see what the Switch 2 had to offer, and Nintendo was kind of still talking to Switch owners. And in their messaging, I felt like it was convoluted with visuals and games that did not really show off the Switch 2 and Nintendo's presentations earlier on. They didn't do a good enough job, in my opinion, of making sure that their footage that they released actually was high quality footage. It seemed like they was willing to just throw stuff out there and it looked low quality. So it really didn't give you a proper representation of how the game looked on the Switch. Outlaws, for example, Madden and other games, for example. When you actually got the game and saw how well it looked, it's like what was Nintendo showing on their presentation? Because this don't look like nothing they showed in that. And I know YouTube can compress, but I've seen Sony and I've seen Microsoft show these games, and those games look good on that compressed YouTube feed. And Nintendo games made some quality games look like a little bit better Switch games. And that was just wasn't really liking it. So I felt like their messaging was a little convoluted at the beginning after the initial reveal and the system getting out there. I think they redeemed themselves with Donkey Kong Bonanza. And then they kind of went into like that shadow, not saying much and not really talking like they should. That's when I think they let a lot of the misinformation grip hold of the base and cause a lot of people. I remember being at my job, literally had to tell a person, don't worry about the game key card. You don't have to worry about that. They was literally saying they're not getting one because of the game key cards. And I'm like, why not? And they was trying to tell me why it's a problem. I'm like, you won't have your game. They could take your game. I'm like, I said, do you plan on playing the Switch 2, 10, 11, 12 years from now? No, not really. Well, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. So I think they son and they husband wanted one, but they were scared to get one because of all the misinformation with game key cards and other stuff. So I'm going to give them a B because of the whole 6 months. But if I go off the last two, it's an A. But I can't go off the last two. So it's a B for me. Any other thoughts on that? And then we can get into our expectation and predictions and we can get out of here.
Will say this. One last thing while you was talking, it made me think about the Nintendo Today app. So far we only got one announcement in the Nintendo Today app, but I assume that we're gonna get more. So when they dropped Splatoon Raiders, I was like, oh, Nintendo, you could do this. Not even necessarily that game, just the fact that they can announce stuff and
Right.
pop it on their app, and you just see it.
But
So
they
I
put
look.
Metro Prime 4 Beyond trailer there. That what was that? The overview trailer was first on the app.
Was it?
Yeah. The overview trailer was first. When you hit me up, you was like, man, go to the app. It wasn't even on YouTube yet.
Was it? I thought I was on YouTube.
No,
Okay.
we was on the app. You was like, brother, because I went to YouTube. I'm like, where you? It's on the app. I said, oh, okay.
Oh,
And
I
went to the
forgot.
app.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So,
There you go. Never mind.
Okay, so we at 2.5 hours. I mean 2 hours and 30 minutes. Let's give we're gonna combine this last topic. Expectations and predictions for next year. Real quick. And then we will go. I enjoyed this podcast, but I don't want to be here too much longer. We can go to I can give another 30 minutes. I'm good. I don't know what y'all are. I don't got to go to work tomorrow, so I'm straight. So K-Bomb, 2026. What's your expectations? What's some of your predictions? And because we're not gonna be back for this year, so we gotta do it now. What are some of your expectations? What are some of your predictions for next year?
Some of my predictions is that this will no longer be an Xbox. I don't see a future in 2026 for the Xbox console brand. I see them canceling the next console. I see them probably discontinuing the current system, them backing off of the Rogue Ally X plus X Trinity, and producing games and Game Pass. I don't see the community has shown that there's no desire for that system, for that platform. So, but as far as predictions, I am predicting that the game in itself will rebound. Even though we got a brand new console this year, gaming itself was, I think they said, the lowest physical systems game sold since 1995. Everybody's selling less consoles. I think that's going to continue because these consoles are much older, so they're going to drop in sales. But I think gaming itself is going to rebound. We did see for the Game Awards a big increase, not big, but it was a percentage increase for the Game Awards in viewership. So I think game is going to rebound next year. It's going to bounce back. We have very anticipated games in GTA, anticipated games in Dustborn, anticipated games in Wolverine. I think that what I'm anticipating is that the rebound of Sony first party titles. I am very excited for that. I think, especially on the rumors of a God of War game on the horizon, I'm very excited to see that come to fruition. I know that Intergalactic, I believe, is 2027. So another game from Naughty Dog coming out fairly soon. So things are looking up when it comes to Sony and their first party to kind of get back to where they were, because this is first party wise the worst generation first party wise when it comes to Sony. So my I guess what I'm expecting is GTA to blow everybody out the water. I don't know what they're going to bring to the table as far as uniqueness in their game, but I'm excited to see it when it gets here. I can't wait for that first trailer to hit. I am excited for more Marvel games. There's still the Captain America and Black Panther game, I believe, is coming out next year. And so that has me very excited. There's an Iron Man game coming out as well, along with Wolverine. So I'm excited for more Marvel games, along with Marvel Rivals. So I don't know, from the Nintendo side, I'm predicting more third-party support, and I'm predicting that. I guess I don't want to steal your thunder level because you've said this. This is my thought that some of these games are going to look even better on the Switch 2 than this year, right? When people have more time with the system, with the dev kits, and get a chance to optimize even better, similar to what Cyberpunk 2077 was able to do. I think that these games are going to look any better on the Switch. They're going to run better, smoother. So I'm excited for that because I enjoyed that handheld. And I don't know, as far as I guess I gave my expectations for Sony, I gave it for Nintendo. I'm excited for some
Microsoft, sir. You didn't give your expectations.
I did.
You did.
I did.
First thing you said.
That's the first thing I said. First thing that came out. It was quick. It was quick and easy. Get it out the way.
I know. I heard you.
But I'm excited for hopefully finding a first party Nintendo game that I may like. I have yet to find that game, but I'm excited for the possibility. And I don't know what they have coming down the pipeline next year. I know there's a Pokemon game, which is not on my bucket, and some others, but I'm excited to try to find that first party Nintendo game that I would enjoy. So that'll be my mission for 2026.
Okay, all right. Okay, Keith, what are your predictions and expectations for 2026? The floor is yours.
So start off with Microsoft. Jumping straight to the middle of the year next year, hopefully that, where everybody's still safe around that time. I thoroughly look forward to seeing Microsoft game showcases. I think that they find games that's going to be played everywhere, but they find games that are
Y'all just
unique.
love kicking these people while they down, man. Go ahead.
A little bit. But I think they find games that are unique. Like we saw Expedition 33 at one of their showcases, and you see how that ended up. And I look forward to seeing stuff from them. As far as my predictions go, I predict that we're going to continue getting Game Pass support. We're going to continue to yeah, I don't have anything else for them outside of. I tried.
Oh man!
But I do predict that. I think they're still talking about that handheld. I predict the cancellation. I think they're going to go ahead.
I think they canceled already.
Did they cancel it again? I thought Sarah was still talking about it.
No, it's canceled.
Oh, okay. Then never
I understand
mind.
it.
Well, they gonna say something, then they gonna cancel it. How about that? That's a prediction.
That's a prediction that they're gonna say something. They're gonna say only 4 games and then send everything.
The whole slate.
That's funny.
With PlayStation, I don't know much of what's going on over there. I'm not in those streets. I do wish that I had more people in the algorithm because I think what I get on mine is a lot of fanboys. And I know that there are real fans that really take what Sony's saying and what they're doing, and they really put out good information. But I don't see those people. But I do hope that Sony does get back to giving us those first party exclusive games that they're known for. I love those games. Like I said, I'm waiting on Ghost of Yotei whenever it comes to PC. Because they really do make fantastic first party games. My predictions is they're gonna show Intergalactic, and I don't think people are gonna like it. That's my prediction. I don't think people are gonna like it because they're gonna be wanting something different, and Sony's gonna give you exactly what you thought it was gonna be. But then the game is going to come out and it's going to be great. And I'm going to throw GTA 6 in the Sony hat because I think the majority of the people are going to play it over there because I don't think it comes to PC until later historically. So I hope that game comes out and it runs great on both PlayStation 5 and Pro. That when it does move over to other devices, that is a smooth transition.
Are the devices being switched to?
No, PC and Switch 2. Yeah. But if it comes to Switch 2 and it's a competent port, like for me, it has to be a competent port. So if it comes over there, but if it's not, and I really want to play that game, I'm playing it on PC. That's just how I roll. And lastly, I'm a Nintendo guy. I hope to finally see what Nintendo has been cooking on the Switch 2, built from the ground up on the Switch 2.
Built from the ground up, yes.
Built from the ground. I don't want to see no more. Even though Metroid Prime 4 was beautiful, I don't want to see no more. This game originated on the Switch, and we just decided to bring it over to the Switch 2. Nope. I don't want no more of that. I am ready to see whatever they're going to come up with. I'm not interested in trying to see what the next Mario is. I just want to be surprised. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about the next Zelda. Just show me what you're working on. I don't want to have expectations like that because I just want to know if they're being creative. You know what I mean? Just be creative. But I do want to see what that Splatoon Raiders games is about. But anything else that we haven't heard about, just surprise me. I'm a Nintendo guy. Surprise me, so we all can be surprised together.
Yeah.
and most importantly, I need to see this Dust Bloods game. I need to see this Dust Bloods game, like yesterday. And lastly, I'll end with this. Lastly, I'll end with this. Definitely predict more third-party support. At the top of the year, before even April, we get a bunch of third-party support. We already got Pragmata's announced, Resident Evil Requiem's announced, Dragon Quest VII, which I plan on getting. Those are 3 games that I plan on playing on the Switch 2 at the top of the year before April. So, and I'm pretty sure I missed one. But yeah, this is like it's going to be a hot year for Nintendo. But like I said, those are my predictions. That's what I got for you.
Okay, all right. Okay, so my prediction is, I just go in the order that y'all went in. Xbox, I believe, is going to finally come out next year and say that any device that they was planning on making, they're not. Keith kind of took it out of he said it, but that's where I was going first. I know that they keep acting like they are committed and dedicated to the device. They're not. This is just them buying their time. I'm looking at your actions. I don't care about your words. Your actions, you don't make a dedicated device when you put in your games everywhere else. So next year it will be official that all that stuff that has been rumored, suggested, hinted at, and said is going to be backtracked, that they're going in a new direction. And I believe they officially announced that they're just focusing on their games and the quality of their games being everywhere. And I think that's what they're going to focus themselves on. And then maybe Game Pass will still be a thing, but they may start trying to find new avenues throughout 2026 to put Game Pass on other devices.
That'll be something. They put Game Pass on PlayStation.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna try to do that. That's gonna be their strategy for this is an Xbox by Game Pass being available everywhere. I also heard there's a rumor that Steam may be coming to PlayStation. But anyway, that ain't my prediction, but that is a rumor.
That'd be crazy.
But that's my prediction for Xbox, and they will continue to put their games on third party. I think Sony will be a big focus for them, and I think the Switch 2 will be a huge focus for them for next year.
It should, because Switch 2 owners buys games.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sony owners.
So that's my prediction for Microsoft. Pretty much, the full embracing of what they are trying to act like they're not doing. They're going to embrace it, and it's like what Keith said. They happy and relieved. Now they gonna run with it and be who the suits is making them be. Microsoft is making Xbox be this. So Sony, I believe Sony is going to have a lot to show this year. I feel like Sony is threatened a little bit by the Switch 2. I just do. And I believe they are going to come out swinging. They're going to come out with those games that they come out with. There are the creme de la creme, or the showpiece, the technical showpiece, the visual showpiece, and they going to kill. They're going to have it in droves next year. If it's God of War, if it's Intergalactic, if it's whatever, Sony is going to be pulling out the stops next year. And I believe they're going to be trying to set the stage for their future device. But I'm concerned, let me say it like this. I'm concerned that the economy, and with this president that we have, I heard K-Bum saying a rebound. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're going to see it because of what we're dealing with and the person we're dealing with. I don't know what that's going to be. So it's hard for me to really say because I think that can affect everything they're trying to do.
That's true.
And
Good
so
point.
I know they want to, and I think they're going to come with the games. I think the games are going to be there. They're going to talk about hardware because Sony can't help it. They're going to talk about some hardware related. But we're going to get games next year. We're going to get announcements. We probably won't see them. We probably see Riverine and some of that stuff. We're not going to see nothing they showing next year. But they going to show some stuff to just because Sony is good at trying to hold you and captivate you, to hold you in suspense until you get it. So I believe that's what they're going to attempt to do, to wow with announcements and games that are like Wolverine. We saw it and we finally seen it, but that game. How long we been knowing about that game? For the last 3-4 years.
Well, it was leaked. It was the biggest.
I'm talking about just them announcing that Insomnia was making it. That we've been knowing about it. So I see more of that type of stuff, showing some teasers of games that we're not going to see for the next year, 2 years. But it's going to be enough to get they to mobilize and galvanize their fan base to be hyped for Sony's future. And that's all they got to do. And we get Riverine and maybe some quality third parties, Grand Theft Autos, and they'd be good. Because I just think next year's gonna be unpredictable. Nintendo, same thing. I feel like the economy is just going to leave them in they can't predict the market. But I do believe Nintendo is going to show their first party killer app. They got to. They're gonna show something that's gonna be something everybody. I think they thought Mario Kart World was going to be that, and that $80 kind of, like you said, K-Bum, poured water all over that Mario Kart World. But they're going to have their next Mario Kart World game. I don't know if it's Smash. I don't know if it's a Mario 3D game coincided with the Mario movie, but something like that is coming next year. It's going to be announced, going to be shown, and that's going to be either the holiday game that's going to have everybody, and you got Dust Bloods, and then you're going to get a lot of third-party support. You're going to get a lot of unexpected third-party support. But I think Nintendo going to show a killer app, one of those big megatons, the Zeldas, the Marios, the Smash Bros. That's what they got left. One of those three is going to get shown next year. I'm leaning to Smash. I'm leaning to a Smash Bros. Getting shown next year. And the reason I believe that is because the engine that they use to do Kirby's Air Riders is Smash. If you look at Kirby's Air Rider, everything look like they just heisted Smash Brothers and put Kirby's Air Riders over it. So I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see Smash Brothers next year. And when did the Smash Brothers come out, Keith? When did that come out last?
No idea, brother. I can look it up though.
It's been about
Smash Brothers Ultimate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been about 7 years. 6, 7 years.
December 7, 2018.
So about 6, 7 years. So with DK Bonanza and that Mario team, I can see Mario Odyssey and Smash next year. We not getting Zelda. If we do get a Zelda, it's a remake or something. We not getting a new Zelda. I think we're gonna see Smash Bros. And I think we're gonna see some Smash Bros. And some Mario 3D World next year. And I think that's going to be the two killer apps with a Pokemon somewhere in there that's going to drive the system next year. But I do feel like the economy is going to cause problems for gaming. If this is my concern, if Congress and them take the power of the tariff from Trump, then I believe what K-Bum said the economy gonna bounce back. If they continue to let Trump do the stuff he's doing with the tariffs, and they don't figure out what they gonna do with all this other stuff, at least for America, it's gonna be problems. And how America go, typically other markets go. So I don't know how the market gonna be because this dude is just too unpredictable. So I'm just hoping that they take some of this control from him. And if they do that, I think gaming is going to thrive next year. But if they don't, we already seeing it. We already seeing the effects of him all this year. With November, and we don't know what December look like yet. The tariffs is why these systems cost more. These games cost. It's a lot. They use the tariffs to do it. So I don't know. So it's hard for me to predict next year. Because I don't know how the economy and I don't know how this man gonna be. So that's my prediction. We definitely gonna get some killer apps. I think Sony gonna show some dope games. I think Microsoft is gonna embrace they third party endeavors. Sony gonna show some killer apps that's out. We're not gonna see them anytime soon, but it's gonna be enough to have you anticipated. And I think Nintendo gonna have some killer first party for Switch 2 games that's really gonna show off the system and really going to really set them up to compete and prepare themselves because Sony coming. Sony coming because they threatened. They coming. 2026 into 2027, Sony's gonna be coming, and and they gonna be coming. You hear me? So 2026, I can't predict it right now from what.
You had one more coming before I gave you a pause.
Hey man, I was praying.
You had one more.
I was like, K-Mon, please don't do
One more.
I felt them.
He said, coming.
Yeah, they coming. They are coming. You hear me?
Oh Lord!
So
I was trying to be good, but you just kept on going.
Well, I didn't go farther. I knew I had that last one before I let it go. But I do. I think Sony is prepared to defend they're prepared to defend their space, and I think they are gearing up. In 2026, we'll start seeing the fruits, the beginnings of it. It won't materialize in 2026, but it's going to start seeing the beginning stages of it, and they are ready for war. It ain't Microsoft. That's why I said that war, it's done. It's another war raging, and it's starting to come, and they preparing for it. And I think Nintendo is also preparing for it. And to have the games that's going to compete because Sony going to have their version of the Switch and it's going to be more powerful. And it's coming. And it's going to have some dope games that's going to show it off. And you know Sony love taking what you do and improving it. In a way, that's what they do. But I
doing
think
the Sony way.
Yeah, and I think that's when you're going to get the OLEDs and the revisions, because at that point you 3 years in, and then you're gonna get Switch 2 Pro and all that stuff. So it's been a bit interesting time, but we won't. I can't predict next year because of the economy. I think after next year, I think Trump is going to be pretty much reined in next year, and then we get back to normal. But I can't predict. That's my prediction. Any final thoughts?
I did want to bring up. I know I saw Alex. No,
Alex Steve.
first name basis. No, Alex Steve. My fault. Not first name basis. Alex Steve. Bring up the Call of Duty for Switch 2. So I thought that was supposed to be here. What happened to that?
We don't know. It was.
Because they promised it with the lawsuit. They promised to bring Call of Duty on every console.
Yeah. It may be a Nintendo situation, or they didn't have the Switch 2 dev kits in time. I don't know, but we were supposed to get a Call of Duty, but we don't have it.
It's surprising.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Okay.
ain't tripping off of it personally, but I am like, why it ain't here? I agree with you. I thought y'all might knew more about it.
I haven't really heard.
Okay. Well, with that being said, that was the cast for the night. We won't see y'all until, let me look at the date. We won't be back. It's a 2-week hiatus. That means we won't be back until the 8th of January. So, with that being said, we're going to let these dudes sign out. Starting with K-Bump 20. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. It's K-Bomb 20. I enjoyed this year. This has been a great year for me. I enjoy catching up with the homies, the comment section. We appreciate this entire year, you guys coming through and being part of the podcast, being part of our lives, really, to be honest with you. Making Thursday a weekly thing. Sorry, not monthly. It's actually weekly. Making Thursday weekly thing, and you guys showing up and coming through. You guys have really been down for us this year. We truly appreciate it, and we've been trying to be consistent. And even here, even when it was hard to difficult to do it, we do appreciate. So everyone have a great holiday, have a Merry Christmas, have a great New Year, and we'll be energized to talk more gaming in the beginning of the year.
Keith, you got the floor, bro.
Okay. Yeah, man, I concur. This has been a fantastic year just to be alive. I know a lot of times we get on here and talk about our first world problems, but just good to be alive, good to be around people, like-minded people. We even though we're talking about video games, we still fellowshipping. So yeah, man, I appreciate everybody that came in the comment section. A lot of you guys were here every single time, and we appreciate that. The haters, appreciate you too.
Appreciate my haters.
Can't forget about them, you know what I mean? But as far as gaming is concerned, man, I just hope that next year yields more excitement and enjoyment for all of us, because we put time into this. That we could be doing other things, but we choose to play video games and get lost in worlds that are crafted by these producers, and we spend our hard-earned money on this stuff. So I just hope that they deliver more and better, deeper, longer, whatever experience.
You heard it. You heard it.
I was trying to pull back. I was like, K-Bump finna say something.
You heard it.
Longer lasting, more feminist. No, we stop. But yeah, man, I just look forward to seeing everybody in the new year. and stay blessed, stay healthy. Try your best to, keep giving praises and don't forget. That's all I got.
Okay. Yeah, man. I will say this has probably been, even though we gave Microsoft an F and Sony a D, this has been some of the best gaming I've had in a long time. I enjoyed this year, and you know why. The Switch 2 came out this year. I don't have to anticipate. I don't have to watch rumors. I don't have to watch 50 million people talking about a leak of a peanut and how the peanut is going to be on the side of the joint. I don't have to watch none of that stuff no more. It's in my hands. So all you suckers out there, Nintendo Prime, all y'all that just couldn't help it. I don't have to watch y'all as much anymore. I'm enjoying the Switch 2. I'm enjoying just everything gaming has offered this year. And I'm looking forward to next year, man. I'm looking forward to what Sony's gonna do. I'm looking forward to these Xbox games coming to my Switch 2 and PlayStation. It's good time. Console war is over. A new war is brewing for this new space that Nintendo has kind of carved. And Sony coming to try to take it over. So that means we finna get some good stuff. And I'm excited. That means Nintendo is not gonna be able to sit on their laurels and not come with it, because Sony gonna force it. And I'm happy. That's a good thing. Competition is good. So while we talk about Microsoft leaving, I'm glad there's another war brewing that we can still get these good games, because I know Sony's gonna push Nintendo and vice versa. So I'm looking forward to what they do, what they show, what they create. Got a lot to play. Switch 2 has just been awesome. PlayStation 5 it's gonna get awesome here in a little bit. But yeah, man, stay safe. Man, don't party too hard. Make it into the new year, people. But put God first in your life. Pray always. I know y'all don't believe we really are men of faith here. And hope to see y'all in 2026. I love each and every one of you guys on here, K-Bum, Keith. Man, I really enjoy y'all brotherhood. I consider y'all true friends. It's a joy all day long talking back with y'all. Even though I've never seen you in person, Keith, even just when we on here, I feel like you one of my brothers. And K-Bum, you one of my brothers. You already know that. And I'm just looking forward to more years of this. But 2026, here we come. This was a Live and Level Gamers podcast. Till next year, stay blessed. Deuces. Peace.
Bro, we got smashed.